The Ballers are back in first place, tied with the Missoula Paddleheads after Oakland's 4-2 win last night and a Missoula loss. Noah Milken sparkled in the 4-2 victory over the Hawks. Trey Cobb was clutch, and the Ballers sealed a series victory. They go for a fifth win in a row today with Luke Short on the bump. Good afternoon and welcome to Memorial Stadium in Boise, Idaho, as the Oakland Ballers visit the Boise Hawks for the finale of a 6-game series. I'm Nevada Cullen, and you're listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. Ballers going for 5 in the row, but first, here's the anthem. That was a sweet rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner here at Memorial Stadium by a choir of some young women here in the Memorial Stadium in Boise, Idaho. We get ready for the finale of a 6-game series between the Oakland Ballers and the Boise Hawks. Let's run you through the lineups. First for the Oakland Ballers, led by Aaron Miles in his second year. Oakland is 25-10 so far this year. Tremaine Cobb Jr. is the shortstop leading off. Pat Monteith, right fielder, hits second. Davis Druitt, the left fielder, bats third. Danny Harris, the second baseman, hits fourth. Cam Buford, DH, bats fifth. Dylan Tatum, the catcher, batting sixth. Tatum intentionally walked twice yesterday. Ryan Pierce, first baseman, hits seventh. Nick Leahy, third baseman, hits eighth. And Darrell Buggs in the ninth spot and in center field. Luke Short gets the go for Oakland today, and he'll be opposed by another lefty, Tony Roca. Sunday against Great Falls in an 8-3 win, he made his third start of the year. 4 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, and 7 strikeouts for the 24-year-old lefty from Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Roca, this season, 7.29 ERA, 1-0 record, 9 appearances, 3 starts. 21 innings, 31 hits, 13 walks, 20 strikeouts. Season high 7 strikeouts on Sunday at Great Falls. Second-year pro, made his debut in the American Association last year with the Lincoln Salt Dogs under Cash Beecham. Roca, the starter, the lefty. He'll be caught by Colton Horner behind the dish, the former Baller today. Infield from first to third, Begora, Connors, Myro, and Darden. Dakota Connors at second, the new franchise player for this Boise team. We'll tell you more about him later, making his first start of 2025. He was their first base coach and hitting coach, or infielders coach. Outfield from left to right, Jake Jelly, Noah Marcello, and Jalen Lee. And it's time for action just about here from Memorial Stadium. Ballers going with the road green uniforms with Ballers in gold across the chest. Gray pants, green socks. And Boise today are Las Papas Fritas, which are French fries in Spanish, so a bit of a Hispanic heritage jersey, plus an ode to those Idaho potatoes. Light blue uniforms with yellow Papas Fritas in bold uppercase text across the chest. White pants and a blue cap with a red brim. We're ready. The lefty Roca against the righty Cobb. And the first pitch of the day is fired in for a strike at 1:04. So we start a minute early. That's 12:04 back in the Bay. It's on the outside corner for a strike on Cobb. Sunday, June 29th, almost done with this month of June. Cobb bounces one foul, 0-2. The month has been so kind to Oakland. 19-5 in June are the Ballers. Cobb, the shortstop. Leading this game off, 0-2 count right here. On an 81-degree day, it will heat up over the course of the action on this Sunday. 0-2 high and away. Sunny, clear skies. The Boise foothills, an extension of the Rockies, cascade their way through the horizon from left to right field. 1-2 from Roca to Cobb. Fouled back. Cobb struck out looking in the first yesterday, had singled to start each of the first 4 games of this series. The Ballers lost game 1 14-13, then won the next 4 games to win this series in Boise. Hawks trying to salvage game 6. 1-2, pitch from Roca. That's way ahead of the plate. Spiked into Cobb, 2-2. 6-game hit streak for Tremaine Cobb Jr. Upper Marlboro, Maryland native. Played for the Frederick Keys last year. Tied for the team lead with 49 hits. And, of course, the leadoff man hoping to grab his 50th hit right here to start this ballgame. 2-2 from Roca. Cobb swings and powers it center field. Marcelo looks like he might have a play on this. On the track, makes the catch, and then backs up into the wall. Cobb spanked that ball to center, and it's just a fly out for out number 1. That one had a chance to go. The wind blowing ever so slightly to the right. 100 off the bat. Didn't get the distance on it. I'd have to imagine it was at least 380 to right center, if not 390, off the bat of Cobb, just missing a home run to start this ballgame. Brings up Pat Monteith, 0-for-1 yesterday in a pinch hit appearance. Gets the start today against a lefty and takes ball 1 low and away. Close pitch, but see if both teams are a bit more cautious with their challenges today after both teams ran out of challenges yesterday. That rarely happens in the Pioneer League. 1-0, Roca with 3 on the timer. Misses low, 2-0 on Monteith, whose 15 walks and 12 hits are good for a .359 on base percentage. Looking to get on with 1 out. No score in the top of the first. Boise and Oakland, the Papas Fritas and the Ballers. Monteith takes high and away, 3-0. It really is a cool jersey. I love these Papas Fritas jerseys. The colors, the primary colors really. Blue, yellow, and red. The mascot is a bucket of fries. 3-0. A strike on the outside corner to Monteith, 3-1. And the bucket of fries are it kind of looks like a McDonald's basket of fries, like the red paper cup almost. And it wears sunglasses, and in the reflection you can see the state of Idaho. Monteith cuts and misses at the 3-1 fastball. That was at the top of the zone, 3-2. Just 1 for 8 in the series, Monteith. Right fielder participated in the home run derby yesterday. Boise won that derby in the last blast. 3-2. Monteith takes high and away, ball 4. Works his 16th walk. He's got a patient eye, and Monteith is aboard with 1 out in the top of the first inning for Davis Druick. As we'll begin a lefty-lefty battle with no score here in the top of the first and 1 out. Druick 1 for 4 Saturday. Leading the team with a .352 batting average and a .481 on base. Second on the team in slugging. 29 walks leads the side, and his 37 RBI are second on the team. 5 on the timer. Pitch over his head. That's a wild pitch. And now Druick will go to second. Or Monteith will go to second. That's actually ruled a balk, so no pitch. That's why it went over Druick's head. I was wondering what happened with Roca there. And the balk allows Monteith to get in a scoring position with 1 out. You don't see balks very often at any level, really. But we see one here in the first, just 3 batters in. Monteith held by the shortstop, Myro. Pitches high and away on Druick. Defense for Boise today, outfield left to right, Jelly Marcelo Lee. Infield first to third, Bagora, Connors, Myro, Darden, Horner the catcher. 1-0 count on Davis Druick. The lefty waits, takes, it's in, 2-0. Roca, who just walked Monteith, falls behind Druick, 2-0. Not a position you want to be in with Druick, who is tied for 7th in the Pioneer League with 10 bombs. He'll look to hit here. Druick takes a strike. Nicely painted on the outside corner, 2-1. Druick, the 24-year-old from Katy, Texas. It's .366 with runners in scoring position. That's just a shade better than his overall average on the season. Ballers hit very well situationally as a team. Looking towards second is Roca. His pitch is in there for a strike, top of the zone. That looked like some sort of breaking ball. That just dropped in. 2-2. By the way, I found out the pitch was not a knuckleball by any means from the starter Hughes yesterday. It was a splitter, which explains the lower RPMs. 2-2. Time is called. So Roca happily steps off the mound, does not balk this time. Lefty-lefty battle with 1 out and a runner at second in Monteith in the top of the first. 6 on the timer. Roca delivers, and Druick takes low, 3-2. Got the fastball there, and it just dipped below the knees. A great take from Davis, and Druick is in a full count here. Second full count in a row from Roca. He walked Monteith. Will he give in here to Druick? From the stretch, the lefty looks at second and comes home. Druick takes high. That's ball 4. That was the breaking ball that stayed north of the zone. Back-to-back walks from Roca brings up Danny Harris. Daniel Harris, the 4th, on a 17-game hit streak. And he hits in the top of the first with Oakland and Boise knotted up 0-0. 2 on for the Ballers and just 1 out. 2 walks in the inning by Roca. Also a deep flyout given up to Cobb. Nearly a leadoff homer for Trey. Harris, first pitch, taken low and outside, ball 1. No reason to swing here for Harris until he gets a strike. That was the changeup off the plate. Harris 1 for 4 Saturday, but has had a great series here in Boise, driving in 7 with 3 doubles and a homer. 3-run bomb back on Tuesday. Homer here would be a 3-run shot as Roca disengages. The lefty seems a bit uncomfortable to start this game. 1-0. Roca's pitch is blasted back to the screen. 89-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle, and Harris was late. 1-1. Both of these men are from the southeast. Roca's from Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. He was a UNF Osprey for 5 years. Danny Harris, Stone Mountain, Georgia. That's near Atlanta. He played for Eastern Kentucky and Kentucky. 1-1 count. Harris against the lefty, Roca. Runners go. Harris swings and fouls it back. And he swung at an 89-mile-an-hour fastball, top of the zone. It would have been strike 2 anyways, but unfortunately for the Ballers, the runners, Monteith and Druick, have to go back to their bags. Again, just the fastball from Roca, and Harris was late. Seems to be more reacting to the pitch than sitting on the heater. Now let's see if Roca goes back to that changeup that he missed with on pitch 1 to see if he can get a swing from Harris this time with 1 out and 2 on for the Ballers in the top of the first. Runners creeping. They stay. And Harris just fights off that changeup. That's a really good piece of hitting there by Harris to get a piece, because that was a great pitch from Roca south of the zone. Ballers and Hawks, 0-0, top of the first, game 6 of the 6-game series. Monteith and Druick have both walked, but Harris is behind 1 and 2. Rests the bat on the right shoulder. Roca, the lefty, kicks and fires. Harris takes high, 2 and 2. Fastball north of the zone, no chase. That last changeup, that was the best 2-strike pitch that Roca has thrown so far. Let's see if he goes back to it after that high fastball, changing the eye level of Danny. Harris is driven in 34 this season. Runners go again, and Harris takes ball 3. Throw down is over the third baseman's head and into left field. Druick to third. Monteith scores on the air. Oakland strikes first. It's 1-0, and it's 3-2 on Danny. That was an airmail from the former baller, Colton Horner, as Monteith and Druick both steal, and the error by Horner allows Monteith to score. Don't know if Monteith would have been out or safe at third base Either way, he scores on the high throw from Horner. Now Druick's at third with 1 out and a payoff pitch with the infield in to Danny Harris. Roca, the lefty, can focus on the batter. He throws high and away, and he's walked 3 straight. So first and third for Oakland. After that throwing error by the former baller Colton Horner. Next up, Cam Buford. Buford batting with men at the corners, and Oakland leading 1-0 in the top of the first with 1 out. And now pitching coach Brian Kloppe comes out to talk to Roca. This is just Roca's 4th start of his pro career. No, 5th start. He started once last year for Lincoln for Cash Beecham. And Roca, coming into this game, did have a bit of trouble with walks. 13 walks in 21 innings. His whip is over 2. He has also given up 31 hits in 21 innings. So this is definitely a pitcher that the ballers can hit well, especially their righties. As, I mean, this could turn into a catastrophic inning for Boise because the ballers have 1 out. There are men at the corners. And Cam Buford is up right now, and Buford's been hot. And on deck is Dylan Tatum, who's been hotter than anyone in the world in this great game of baseball. But it's Buford who will hit first with men at the corners. The runners are Druick and Harris. 1 out, 1-0 ballers, top of the first. First pitch, see if Harris goes. Buford swings and fouls it back. Harris not running. 0-1. Buford got the 81-mile-an-hour changeup at the top of the zone and just missed it. Couldn't quite get the barrel to it. It's 0-1 on Cam. 2 for 4 yesterday. He's on a 4-game hit streak. Driven in 9 in that span. A throw to first. Ooh, Druick's looking at home. Harris back standing, and Druick took a little secondary off of third base after that throw over by Roca. Seems like the ballers have the most success running against left-handed pitching, which is odd because lefties tend to hold the runners well. And now Harris runs, and Buford swings and misses at a high pitch throw from Horner, not in time. And Harris steals another bag. That is his 6th of the year, and he swipes his 4th base of the series. It is 0-2 on Buford, though, as he cut and missed at the high fastball at 88. So now Buford down in the count against the lefty Roca, who has struggled to put away hitters with 3 straight walks. Corners coming in. Begora, at least at first base, comes in against Buford. 0-2. Buford takes. It goes to the backstop, and Druick comes home. It's a wild pitch from Roca, who is all over the place in the first. It's 2-0 Oakland. That was sailed, the 89-mile-an-hour heater. That looked like the throw from Horner down to third. And the ballers lead 2-0 with 1 out in the top of the first without a hit. Let's see if Buford can grab the first hit of the game for Oakland. Roca doesn't quite know where it's going right now. Infield in with Harris now at third base. The 1-2 pitch to Cam Buford. Swung on, lifted, right field foul, out of play. That was a fastball off the plate, and somehow Buford still got his bat to it, enough to foul it away. Ballers trying to take their 5th straight game. They've led first in all 6 games of this series. 2-0 lead here in the top of the first. With a runner at third base, that's Harris. 1-2 again to Buford. Swung on and missed. You keep throwing him out of the zone, keep getting swings. Roca will eventually get the strikeout. Buford down swinging. Brings up Dylan Tatum, who will get a free pass. I don't see Tatum seeing a pitch here with first base open. I could be wrong. Tatum was intentionally walked twice yesterday, though. And it seems like Boise will choose to pitch strategically instead of just giving him 4 straight balls. Tatum happy to see a pitch, and he takes a high ball 1. 90-mile-an-hour fastball north of the zone from Roca, who has had to really work in this inning. He's thrown 31 pitches. Tatum 0 for 1 yesterday, popped out. But his last 5 games, he's been hot. Tatum takes in the dirt. Good block by Horner, 2-0. And now I think they'll choose to walk Tatum, who in this series is 9 for 16 with 20 RBI, a double, and 6 homers. Well, it seems like they're going to still pitch to him. If it gets to 3-0, that's when I think they'll walk him. Roca's 2-0 pitch. Harris creeping towards home. Tatum swings and misses. You know he wants to hit. He got a high fastball there and missed. 2-1. He does not want to walk. He's tired of walking. Got walked 3 times yesterday after a franchise record 10 RBI game on Friday, in which he homered twice and went 4 for 4, tying his season high. Harris at third with 2 outs. 2-0 ballers, top of the first. Tatum swings and misses on the fastball at 90. He's late again. 2-2. Does Roca go right back to that fastball? He's been getting a lot of swings and misses when throwing the heater high in the zone. Ballers still do not have a hit against Roca, despite 2 runs in the inning. 2-2 to Tatum. Swings and misses, 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and Tatum strikes out for the first time in his last 7 games, including this one. Back-to-back Ks end the first, but Roca walks 3 in a row, and a wild pitch also helps Oakland to score 2 runs in the inning despite not having a hit. They strand 1. There was just 1 error in the frame, and Oakland leads 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the first. Boise coming up when you return on 860 AM The Answer. Oakland leads, bottom of the first, 2-0, despite no hits in the top of the first for the Ballers. 3 walks, and they manufacture 2 runs, all the same. Boise Hawks, 20-15 on the year, losers of 4 straight, led by Cash Beecham in his first season as field manager for Boise. They lead off Noah Marcello, their center fielder. Paul Myro, the fourth. The shortstop bats second. Next, Young Goldberg, the DH, bats third. Taylor Darden is the third baseman, and he cleans up. Jeremiah Bagora, the first baseman, hits fifth. Jake Jelly, left fielder, 3 homers in the series, hits sixth. Jalen Lee in right field bats seventh. Colton Horner, the catcher, bats eighth. And Dakota Connors, second baseman, bats ninth. They will face Luke Short, who is making his 7th start of the year, 4.75 ERA, 3-1 record, 30 1/3 innings, 31 hits, 13 walks, 37 strikeouts, which is top 10 in the Pioneer League. Short last time out Sunday against Glacier had his best start of this season. First pitch of his day is high and away to Marcello, 1-0. Short in the 15-3 win against Glacier in that finale. 7 2/3 innings, a career high. 5 hits, 3 earned runs, a walk. There's a strike to Marcello, 1-1, and a season high 12 Ks, 1 shy of his professional best. The pitch right there was that short breaking ball that was working so well last start. 1-1 is low and in, 2-1 on Marcello. Short now did not fly with the team because he attended his brother's wedding on Friday. Colton, congratulations, just got married. Short flew in Saturday. Luke tells me Colton's in the drum corps. 2-1 is low, 3-1. And my sincerest congratulations to the new Mr. and Mrs. Colton Short. If I'm getting Luke's brother's name wrong, I'm pretty sure he told me Colton. Then I'm sure that's fouled back, 3-2. I'm sure Summer Short can correct me if she's tuned in. And I hope that she, Luke's mom, enjoyed her son's wedding. I'm going to assume, no, I could see the Short family tuning in today, even though they just had Luke's brother's wedding. Payoff is low, and Marcelo works the walk to start the game. Runner on first with no one out in the bottom of the first inning. 2-0 Oakland leads. Next up is Paul Myro IV, who we have not seen start a game since Tuesday. And if I think back to Tuesday, I'm pretty sure Matsuoka started that game. And so my question is, why was Myro out for 4 games? He did pinch run yesterday. Yeah, it was Matsuoka. First pitch strike, challenged by Myro. Okay. It was an inside pitch on the corner, but that's not a place to use that challenge. Why would Myro use it there? Again, Boise ran out of challenges yesterday, and they burn a challenge in the first inning on the first pitch to the second hitter, Myro. Nice pitch from short on the inside corner. Next pitch, outside. It's 1-1. 2-0 Ballers lead in the bottom of the first inning. Myro at the plate, the righty. Short, the pitcher, Tatum, the catcher today. Infield third to first, Leahy, Cobb, Harris, and Pierce. Outfield, Druick, Buggs, and Monteith left to right. Short with a nice throw to first, but Marcelo is back safely, and Pierce did well to corral that almost errant throw from Luke. It was a fast move, though. Myro 3-game hit streak, 3 for 5 in the game on Tuesday. Short comes home. Myro swings and laces a line drive to left, but right to Druick for out number 1.
If you need a batter bad, you need him good.
Brings up Max Young-Goldberg. Walk-off homer on Tuesday. He's driven in 6 in the series, 3 doubles and a homer, 8 for 22 against Oakland. 0 for 3 yesterday, had a 12-game hit streak come to an end. Marcelo the runner at first. A throw over to first by Short. He's back safely. Marcelo has not stolen a base this series. He attempted 1. Tyler Lozano threw him out. Young-Goldberg this season hitting .367, the lefty. One out in the bottom of the first inning. 2-0 Oakland leads. Young-Goldberg the batter, 60 RBI. That's second in the league. And the lefty takes on the inside for a ball. Out. Arguably hit the corner. Called a ball, 1-0. I would say it hit the corner. Nice pitch from Shorty, but didn't get the call. 1-0 is too high, 2-0. Marcelo with the leadoff walk. He's at first base. Young-Goldberg the batter. The lefty. 12 bombs, tied for second in the league. One of the best hitters in the Pioneer League this season, especially driving in runs. 2-0 in this lefty-lefty battle. Short comes home. Young-Goldberg takes a strike. That's right down center. It's 2-1. Should be 1-2. But Oakland does not use their challenges quite as early as Boise does. And so they did not challenge that inside pitch to start the at-bat against Young-Goldberg. Also is not the spot to challenge. 2-1. That's too high. 3-1. Hitters count now for Young-Goldberg. What does Shorty roll with here? Young-Goldberg did ground into a double play Tuesday. A throw to first picked by Pierce. Back safely is Marcelo. Lefty hitter, Young-Goldberg. Wearing the green Boise helmet, but with the blue jersey today for the Papas Fritas uniforms. Light blue kit. Marcelo runs. Young-Goldberg takes strike. And the throw down is a good one from Tatum, but just late as Marcelo swipes his 22nd stolen base of the year. Good news is, top of the zone strike, it's 3-2. So it's 3-2 on Young-Goldberg after Marcelo's 22nd stolen base of the year. Good throw down, though, by Tatum. That's a fastball. I think he's out. But Shorty located a breaking ball at the top of the zone there. Count is full. Marcelo jumping over there at second base. Payoff pitch. is laced into the gap in left center field. This will put Boise on the board. Drops for Bugs. Fields on one hop. No, he booted the baseball. And Young Goldberg takes second with the mishandle by Bugs there. Now that could be a ruled a double, and I wouldn't bat an eye because Young Goldberg was definitely trucking for second. It's an RBI for Young Goldberg, and he's at second base. It's 2-1. Boise has slashed the Oakland lead in half here in the bottom of the first inning. It is ruled a double. I think that's the right call because Bugs, while he did fumble the baseball, had to really race it down to even get to it. Now it's Darden looking to tie the game, takes a strike outside corner. So Young Goldberg with the RBI double. That's his fourth double of the series. He's now up to 15 doubles, which is tied for the league lead. Taylor Darden in a 0-1 count. And the righty hacks and misses. It is 0-2. Walk, line out, RBI double. It's not been the best start for Shorty. He'll look to settle down here in the bottom of the first. 2-1, Oakland leads. Darden 0 for 4 yesterday. Look towards second. Pitch from short is low. 1-2. No chase from Darden. So it's 1-2 on the right-handed hitter, who is tied for 6th in the league with Christian Almanza, 43 RBI. And he's trying to plate Young Goldberg here. Young Goldberg takes his lead off of second. 4 on the timer. Short looks that way, then comes home. Misses low, 2-2. That was the fastball buried by Shorty. Had him 0-2. Now it's 2-2. So Darden is even the count with the tying run at second. 5 on the pitch clock. Looping breaking ball just north of the zone at 73. Count is full. First base is open, but Short doesn't want to walk Darden after having him down 0-2. Pitch is not as sharp as they were last Sunday for Shorty. 3 on the timer. His toss. Looked like it was on the inside corner. Tatum's going to challenge that.
Oakland has initiated a red pocket mobile. He makes the call, strike zone challenge. The call on the field is overturned.
It is a strike. And so Darden, who is already at first base, has to go all the way. No, that was strike 3. Really? I thought it was 3-1. All right, so it was 3-2, and Darden is down looking. Well, Short will take that. I was wondering why Tatum was challenging on 3-1. Now it's Begora. So Oakland's 1 of 1 in their challenges today. Perfect pitch from Short. First to Begora is swung on and missed. 0-1. Ballers lead 2-1, bottom of the first. 2 outs, runner at second is Young Goldberg after his RBI double. Short attempting to make sure that that's the only damage of the inning. Begora the righty, Short the lefty. He looks towards second. He comes home, and Begora fouls it off. 0-2. Begora 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts last night. And Oakland's 4-2 win over Boise. They got a great start from Noah Milliken. Before Milliken, it was Gabe Tanner. And before Tanner, it was Zach St. Pierre. 3 great starts in a row. Short trying to provide a fourth. Strikes out Begora, looking to end the first inning with a looking K. Got the fastball on the inner half. That's actually the bottom of the zone as he strikes out Begora, freezing him after freezing Darden. So 1 run in the inning on 1 hit, the Young Goldberg double, but he's stranded at second in the bottom of the first. 2-1 Oakland over Boise. We head to the second on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the second. It's Oakland leading 2-1 over the Boise Hawks here in the finale of the 6-game series. Leaky pipes, clogged drains. Step up to the plate and call the pros at Mr. Rooter Plumbing. We're the home team when it comes to reliable service. Family owned, locally trusted, and proudly serving the greater Oakland area, San Francisco, and the peninsula with honest, dependable service. Mr. Rooter Plumbing is always ready in the pen. Don't let plumbing problems throw you a curveball. Mr. Rooter Plumbing is here when you need us. 7, 8, 9 due up. Let's see if the bottom of the lineup for Oakland, Pierce, Leahy, and Buggs, 7, 8, 9, could have a big day. Feels like Ryan Pierce is due for his first big game as a baller. Had a big double in his first at bat as a baller on the 21st. 8 days ago, he takes a strike on the outside, 0-1. Now Roca had a very interesting first inning. He walked 3. The baller scored 2 on an error by Horner and then a wild pitch. 0-1. Pierce swings, lasers it right field. Lee has it played and makes the catch. And there is one away. That was punched at 95 off the bat by Pierce. But he'd like to do a bit more with that middle fastball next time. 1 out for Leahy. Mentioned the 3 walks. Roca also struck out 2 in the first inning, getting Buford and Tatum to K to end the inning. Here's Nick Leahy. First pitch to the righty. Outside. Called a strike. Somewhere on the outside edge. Good pitch. Did get the zone. 0-1. Leahy in the series just 2 for 4. 0 for 1 with the strikeout yesterday. Leahy hits it left side. Tough play for the third baseman Darden, but he makes it. 2 down. He had to run over to cover the 5-6 hole. And he fielded it, scooped it up, and threw on the run to get Leahy 2 down. Roca's retired 4 in a row. 2-1 Oakland, top of the second, 2 outs. Bases empty for Buggs. Did appear in Friday's ball game. 0 for 1 with a run and a walk. Last start of the series was Thursday when he went 2 for 4. First pitch to Buggs on the outside corner, 0-1. So Roca's finally starting to locate now. That was perfectly placed on the high outside edge. 0-1 from the lefty Roca, working from the stretch. Fires. Buggs takes way off the plate, 1-1. Buggs tied for 4th in the league with his 3 triples, hitting just .261 so far. But ballers love to have him on base. He leads the team in stolen bases. Buggs swats one foul off to the right, 1-2. And Roca, after a troubling first inning, is a pitch away from a 1-2-3 second inning. Still has not allowed a hit in this game. The only hit belongs to Max Young-Goldberg, who doubled in the bottom of the first. 1-2 pitch on its way to Buggs. High and away, 2-2. Ballers up 2-1 in the top of the second. 2 outs, bases empty for Buggs. Atlanta native. Slight open stance righty. Black-handled bat with a tan barrel. He holds it on his right shoulder. He swings it, but misses. And Roca picks up his 3rd strikeout. Ballers retired in order in the second. And we go to the bottom of the second inning with a 2-1 Oakland lead over Boise on 860 AM. The Answer. 2-1 Ballers lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Someone trying to hit a baseball off a tee out in right field. Can't seem to keep the baseball on the tee right now. He keeps falling off of the tee as he's trying to launch that gold ball over the fence and right. And he just whacked the tee. Yikes. 2-1 Ballers lead over Boise, bottom of the second. Luke Short on the hill here on Sunday, June 29th, 2025. Let's go back in history. It's time for this day in Oakland baseball history, June 29th, 1972. It's a bit of a somber one today, as the A's traded for Orlando Cepeda that day in exchange for Denny McLain. Traded the Atlanta Braves, the first teams to trade former MVPs for one another on this day in Oakland baseball history in 1972. Here's Jake Jelly. First pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1. And it's somber because Hall of Famer Orlando Cepeda, who spent his first 9 years in San Francisco, eventually became an Oakland A, sadly passed away a year ago yesterday. Swing and a miss, 0-2 on Jelly. Also, sadly, yesterday, so a year after Cepeda's passing, we lost former Oakland A Dave Parker, who will be inducted into the Hall of Fame next month. Parker, who was a 7-time All-Star, 4 times with the Pirates, part of that team that beat my Baltimore Orioles, the We Are Family Pirates. Fly ball to right field, angling foul, and I don't think Santos sees it. And it falls foul. That's actually Monteith, who didn't see the baseball. He could have made the catch there. It's still 0-2. It's funny. I think he actually had his sunglasses on, and now he's changed it to being on the top of his hat. So maybe the sunglasses actually hurt him, and they were not very anti-glare. 0-2. Anyway, I just wanted to say my condolences are with the families of Orlando Cepeda and Dave Parker. Parker passing yesterday. Rest in peace to a couple of legends. 0-2 outside, 1-2. And that was this day in Oakland baseball history. The Orlando Cepeda trade to the A's. Short, looking for his third straight strikeout. 1-2 pitch. It is ripped instead through the left side, as Jelly continues to hit well in this series. Line drive single through the 5-6 hole for Jelly. It's his 7th hit against Oakland. He's on a 4-game hit streak. And now you think back to that ball that Monteith could have caught in foul right field, that the sun got in his eyes. Stuff like that can really come back to bite you. Here is Jalen Lee with no one out, runner on first for Boise. 2-1, Oakland leads. It's the bottom of the second inning. Short looks his first. Lee squares to bunt. Coming in is Leahy at third. And it's popped up. Tatum sheds the mask and makes the squeeze. 1 down. Lee cannot believe his misfortune. It's a foul out by Lee on the first pitch he saw. He already had 2 successful sacrifices this year, including one in this series. But now, instead of a runner on second with 1 out, Jelly stuck at first for Colton Horner, the former baller, with a 2-1 Oakland lead here in the bottom of the second. Horner looking to make up for his throwing error that he made in the first inning. First pitch to the former Oakland catcher is ripped into the glove of Leahy at third. His only play is to first. Pierce stretches and holds the bag. He got the foot back in time to get Horner, who was robbed of a hit. 2 down. Horner smacked it to the left side. Leahy made a diving play to not only stop it from going to the outfield, he caught it, threw to first, a little bit of ways from Ryan Pierce, who had to stretch to get it, and then he had enough time to wiggle his right foot back to the bag and touch the bag for out number 2. Fantastic play by Nick Leahy, who provides a nice defensive boost for the Ballers at third base when he's there. Now it's Dakota Connors. First pitch to him popped right field. I don't know if Pierce has a play on this ball. Monteith doesn't either. Lands harmlessly in the bullpen. Foul, 0-1. Connors, 5'10", 180, 29 years old. 29 from Manteca, California. He's a Bay Area guy. Former Lincoln Salt Dog. He played under Cash Beecham there last year. Spent 2 years prior to that in Ogden. He was a 2023 champ in the Pioneer League with Cash Beecham. He is the newest Hawk. He is also a franchise player. Pitch high, 1-1. They did not previously have a franchise player. The Ballers do not have a franchise player this year. Franchise player just means a player who has technically aged out of the league, but if you slap that franchise tag on them, then they're still eligible. Man at second, that's Jelly, 1-1 pitch. Connors takes a looping breaking ball, 1-2. And the crazy thing is, Connors was the first base coach and the infielders coach for this Boise team to start this season. That's like if Patrick Chung with Missoula started playing for the Paddleheads this year. 4 on the timer, pitch from short is swung on and lifted foul off to the right. Connors, I mentioned, he's from the Bay, just outside of Stockton, Manteca. If I'm mispronouncing that, somebody, a.k.a. Tyler Peterson, please correct me, or anyone. Manteca, thank you, Vince, coming in clutch. I had a feeling I was messing that up. Manteca native. This is what happens when you get a Florida guy on the broadcast. 1-2. Inside, 2-2. But not only is he from Manteca, he played at Cal State Hayward. I'm going to call it Cal State Hayward even though it's East Bay now because he played there all the way back in 2015 to 2019. 2-2 from Shorty to the righty, Connors. Line drive looped into right field. That's a base hit in his first at bat of the season. Monte's throw home is cut off. Throw to second. They've got the man in the run down. Connors is held up. Pierce will apply the tag, but Connors does a job. His first at bat of 2025, the 29-year-old ties the game with an RBI single into right field. We're tied at 2, heading to the third here from Boise on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the third inning. It's a 2-2 game. It's time for a little impromptu wide world of baseball. Boise and Oakland tied up. And I'm lazy, so I'm going to use Wikipedia for the starter, Tony Roca, who's from Ponte Vedra Beach, which is in St. Johns County in Florida. Ponte Vedra is near Jacksonville, so it's in the, I guess you could call it the northeast part. Yeah, it's northeast Florida. Ponte Vedra Beach. It's a suburb of Jacksonville, actually, so Duval County. Oof, this is TPC Sawgrass, I think, is there in Ponte Vedra Beach, if you're familiar with that course in golf. And there's a few different people from there that you might know. Trey Cobb leads off this top of the third inning. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. I think Tim, it's more people live there now. Tim Tebow lives, I believe, in Ponte Vedra Beach. He did play baseball for a time. Cobb, laser, center field. Marcelo has room, makes the catch. One down. We're going to cut the wide world of baseball short today. It's Sunday. There's no time to prepare for the wide world of baseball before a Sunday game. Usually I have all day to do my notes, but Sunday, you just show and go. Ballers showed up 2 hours before this game. It was a little show and go themselves, and They started well offensively despite not having a hit. They got 2 runs in the first inning, but still, they need a hit in this game. Here's Pat Monteith. First pitch swinging, fouls it back, 0-1. He'll want to make up for not an error, but certainly something that cost Oakland in the second inning. Fly ball right field by Jelly with 2 strikes, and he fouled it off into right field. Monteith could have made the catch, but the sun got in his eyes, and Jelly would single and then score on the Connors RBI single. 0-1 pitch. Monteith takes upstairs, 1-1. He already has a walk and a run scored today, so credit Monteith for being productive on the bases. He stole third base and then scored on the throwing error by Horner. 1-1 from Roca. Monteith takes low and in for a strike. I want a generous call. Did just nip the corner. It's 1-2. Monteith, 1 for 8 in the series, but 3 walks. And he strikes out. Takes a home run hack at 88, way upstairs. It's his 4th strikeout. Brings up Davis Druick. Baller still without a hit through 2 2/3 innings of this game. It's 2-2 Oakland and Boise. Here from Boise, Memorial Stadium on a sunny day. Not a cloud to be seen. Druick at the plate, a walk and a run scored in the first inning. Can he pick up Oakland's first hit of the game? Pitch outside. Druick hitting .360 this year. That is a team best, as his hit streak was extended last game. He went 1 for 4. His hit streak has been restored, we'll put it that way, at least for now. Takes a strike. It's 1-1. Druick was on a 7-game hit streak before it was ruled an 0 for 5 on Friday. That has since been changed to now a 1 for 5, and he's on a 9-game hit streak. 1-1. Druick takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-2. That one actually was a ball. Druick's got to be frustrated with that. That's not a strike. The bat calls so far today have gone against Oakland. It is 1-2 with 2 outs. The base is empty. Ballers tied 2-2 in the top of the 3rd. And Druick just gets a piece of a foul ball. Then off the mid of Horner and to the backstop, 1-2. Trying to push that hit streak to 10 and give Oakland its first hit of the day. Boise has scored the last 2 runs to tie the game. Line out and a strikeout so far for Roca in this inning. He has retired 7 consecutive ballers since walking 3 straight in the first inning. Lefty-lefty battle, 1-2 on its way to Druick. He takes ball 2. That was low and away. Good hold on the breaking ball by Druick on a pitch that was just as far outside as strike 2. Both should have been called balls. That one was correctly called a ball. 2 outs, 2-2 is the count. The lefty Druick waits for the pitch. The lefty Roca kicks and fires. Druick fights it off. Went with the fastball at 91. Dialing it up a little bit there, Roca. Top of the zone, and Druick was able to get just a piece to stay alive. Honestly, pretty entertaining battle right now between these two. Roca wearing that light blue Papas Fritas uniform on this Sunday in Boise. Druick takes away 3-2. He's already walked once today, and he's walked a bunch this season. 30 walks leads the team. Team best .481 on base percentage entering today. Pulls the sleeve on the front arm. The 3-2. Druick strikes out. 89 north of the zone. He chased ball 4. Baller's a little too swing happy now. Still without a hit after 3 innings. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. 2-2 Oakland and Boise here on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the third, 2 apiece between the Oakland Ballers and the Boise Hawks. Finale of a 6-game series here at Memorial Stadium. Warm day in the mid-80s here in Boise. And sunny skies. It's a bad day to be a cloud. Sky is just pure sky blue to almost match those Boise uniforms. The Papas Fritas today instead of the Hawks. I'm Nevada Cohen. Vince is in our 860 AM The Answer Studios. This is Game 6 of the 12-game road trip. Next 6 will be in Colorado Springs. The Ballers will fly there tomorrow and start the series on Tuesday. It's the bottom of the third inning. Marcelo Myro and Young Goldberg to bat. So top 3 in this order to face Luke Short. 2-2 game. The batter is Marcelo. The pitcher is Short. Walk his first time, the leadoff man Marcelo shuffles up in the box, swings and misses. Nothing in 1. Let's see if the second time through can be a bit sharper for Luke Short. He struck out 2, but gave up 3 hits and 1 walk and 2 runs through the first 2 innings. 0-1 fouled back by Marcelo, nothing in 2. You look back a week ago today against Glacier, Short pitched into the 8th inning. Struck out 12, only 5 hits, only 1 walk. It's hard to be as good as that, so. 0-2. Laced, line drive, left center field. Marcelo's hit streak is extended to 28 games.
Noah leads us off a slap single left center and brings the play for the Papas Fritas.
So leadoff single for Marcelo with that line drive. And the go-ahead run aboard here in the bottom of the third for Boise with Paul Myro IV next. He lined out to left field with Marcelo at first in the first inning. His first start since Tuesday, the righty batter Myro. Short's first pitch to him here, popped foul off to the right. Myro in 2025 at UNLV made 43 starts at shortstop. He's the starting shortstop today for Boise. Just over a month ago wrapped his collegiate career. Hit just .205 in his last year at UNLV. It was a down year for him, but he's picked it up here in 2025 with Boise. 0-1, Short goes to first. Back safely sliding is Marcelo. Paul actually got to play with his brother Gunnar at UNLV for 2 years. Gunnar was a sophomore in 2025. Playing in the Northwoods League this summer is Gunnar Myro with the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors. Next, Myro takes a strike outside corner. Nice pitch, nothing in 2. Fastball from Shorty, dotted at the bottom of the zone. Short doesn't have a strikeout since the first inning. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. He got another right there. Outside corner with the breaking ball. He went backdoor on the righty Myro, and it caught the bottom of the zone. That's Short's third strikeout. All have been looking Ks. Brings up Max Young Goldberg with 1 out. He was able to score Marcelo with an RBI double in the first. See if Marcelo tries to steal again off of Short. Not this time. There's a perfect pitch, low outside corner on Young Goldberg, nothing in 1. It was close at second base. Marcelo stealing in the first inning. Tatum made a great throw. Problem was he ran on an off-speed pitch. See if he runs here, nothing in 1. Short goes. Misses inside. 1-1 on Young Goldberg, up to 61 RBI. That is tied for the league lead with Chris Sargent Jr., who the Ballers are familiar with. Sargent had a bunch of RBI against Oakland this year, 13. That's not including the last game they played. Throw over to first base, and Young Goldberg will have to wait for the next pitch as Marcelo is back safely. I think Sargent finished with 16 RBI against Oakland. Runner goes. It's an off-speed pitch. Tatum's throw won't have a chance to get Marcelo, who steals his second base of the game. He hadn't stolen a base all series until today. Pitch was a ball high on the breaking ball from short. It's 2-1. 2-1 the count. 1 out. Bottom of the third. Boise looking for the lead. And Max Young Goldberg is their RBI leader and the league leader. And the lefty cranks one high to left field. Druick is there. High sky, tough sun. He makes the catch for out number 2. And Marcelo does not tag from second. So Young Goldberg flies out a high fly ball to left field, exit angle of 43 degrees, so it's very much a pop-up. Now it's Taylor Darden who struck out looking his first time against short. 2-2 score, bottom of the third. 2 outs, runner on second. The go-ahead run is Marcelo. First to Darden, outside. Zipped the fastball just off the black. Short, 1-0. Darden 5 for 21 in the series. Had a homer on Friday. Takes a breaking ball, perfectly placed outside corner. 1-1. Now Short's got that pitch working. And he's living out of the middle of the zone. That's good. Up to 3 strikeouts. 1-1. Marcelo at second. 5 on the timer. Pitch. Fouled away to the right side, and it's 1-2. Darden really doesn't strike out a ton. Struck out twice yesterday in an 0-for-4 performance. Struck out against Short in the first, but you look at the season numbers, 25 walks compared to just 19 strikeouts. Short has him 1-2 here with Marcelo at second base. Looks his way. Short looks twice, comes home, and gets another K of Darden. That's 4 strikeouts for Shorty, his first swinging as he devastates Darden with a big breaking ball for out number 3, stranding Marcelo at second base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Let's go to the fourth. 2-2, Oakland and Boise. Ballers still looking for their first hit here on 860 AM The Answer. It's time for the 4th inning. It is 2-2 Boise and Oakland here from Memorial Stadium in Boise, Idaho. I'm Nevada Cullen with Vince back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Thank you for tuning in on your Sunday afternoon. This is the finale of a 6-game series, and Oakland and Boise are tied at 2. They were tied at 2 yesterday, and Tremaine Cobb Jr. had a solo shot in the 7th. That ended up being a game-winning hit. Who will get the first hit of this game for Oakland? 3 no-hit innings so far from Tony Rocca, whose only problem has been the walks. He walked 3 in the first. It resulted in 2 Oakland runs. 2 runs on 4 hits for Boise. Danny Harris leading off the inning. He had a walk in the first, trying to push his hit streak to 18 games. First pitch. Harris swings, hits it high to left field. Jelly at the wall, at the track. It is out of here. The first hit of the game is a homer, and Harris pushes his hit streak to 18 games with homer number 7. Daniel Harris IV makes it 3-2 Oakland to start the 4th inning. Jelly just kept backing up, and then his back collided with the black Simplot advertisement in left field, just shy of the scoreboard. Harris goes yard for his 7th of the year. Now it's Cam Buford who takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Solo bomb by Danny Harris. Again, it was 2-2 yesterday when Trey Cobb had a solo shot to give the Blowers a 3-2 lead. They would win 4-2. 0-1. Buford is swinging a miss, 0-2. That pitch was on the inner half to Harris, and he turned and burned. 98 off the bat. 37-degree launch angle. 372 feet. High and away to Buford. It's 1-2. 18-game hit streak. Harris has 6 homers now on this hit streak. 1-2 on Buford against Roca. Outside, 2-2. Buford's got a few homers to his name. That's 5 on the season for Cam. 2 shy of Harris's total after that solo blast. 2-2 toss. Buford takes high and away, 3-2. So here we go. This is now looking like the Tony Roca that we saw in the first inning with those walks. I think there were a couple of those walks on 2 strike counts, both 3-2 count walks. 5 on the timer here. His payoff pitch to Buford. High and away. Buford works the walk. 4th walk from Roca. I wouldn't be surprised if Boise gets the bullpen going soon. It's a Boise team that has lost 4 in a row, and they're falling fast out of the playoff race. Runner on first is Buford for Dylan Tatum, who struck out in the first inning. Over his last 6 games, he had not struck out. Tatum takes low, 1-0. So Danny with the solo shot to lead off the inning. It's 3-2 Oakland. They regain the lead here in the 4th. Tatum at the plate. A bunch of 2-homer games recently. We'll just watch that throw over to first. Buford back safely. Nobody out. Runner on first for Oakland here in the 4th. A 3-2 lead for the Ballers. Tatum, a crazy good series. 9 for 17. 9 runs scored. 20 RBI. 6 home runs. 1-0. Tatum swings and lifts it high to right center field. Marcello and Lee are there. Lee calls off the center fielder Marcello, and the right fielder makes the squeeze. And there is 1 out. Brings up Ryan Pierce after Tatum is now 0 for 2 today. Pierce, a sharp line out to right field his first time up. The rookie, just his 5th professional game. He's 2 for his first. Oh, they've got Buford. The throw to second, though, is late, and he steals second anyways. I guess that's a failed pickoff attempt, is how that would be labeled. Roca just kind of guided the throw over to first base, and Buford swiped second. So a runner in scoring position with 1 out for Ryan Pierce, who is 4 for his first 14 as a pro. 4 for 15 now after his line out to right field. Pierce swings and misses late at the fastball. Stolen base for Buford. He's now tied with Darryl Buggs, the second, for the team lead with 11. He's in scoring position for Pierce, who has just 1 RBI so far on his pro career. That was the game-tying double on the 21st, Game 5 against Glacier. 0-1. Pierce takes high and away, 1-1. Oakland still just 1 hit in this game. That Daniel Harris, the 4th homer, to lead off this inning was the first knock of any kind for the Ballers today. Pierce hasn't played since Thursday when he went 0 for 5. 1-1 from Roca. Pierce swings and laces it on a line to center field. Late jump from Buford. He'll hold at third on the line drive. Oh, and it leaks between the legs of Roca, but it won't matter. It falls right on top of the rubber. That was actually Begora who was covering. It's a Ryan Pierce single. That's the second hit of the day and of the inning for the Ballers, and he stung that 110 off the bat. Just a laser shot in the center in front of Marcelo. Because it was a line drive, that's why Buford had to hold at second base, and now it's Nick Leahy. Men at the corners for the Ballers with 1 out and a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Some pitchers warming in that Boise bullpen now. First pitch. Leahy takes low and in, 1-0. Home run, walk, fly out, single in this inning for Oakland. Ironically, the only one retired is Dylan Tatum, who had an incredible start to this series. The first 4 games, he hit 6 home runs. 1-0 pitch to the righty Leahy. Near the bottom of the zone, called a ball. It was low, 2-0. Buford at third after his walk. Pierce with Oakland's second hit of the game, end of the inning, is at first base. A line drive single for him. 110 off the bat in the center. Hitters count here for Leahy. 2 for 5 in the series. Leahy swings and misses. He got a low fastball there and just came up empty. He's actually hitting .308. But alarmingly, he has struck out 17 times in 39 at bats. So it's boom or bust for Nick Leahy. 12 hits and 39 at bats as there's a throw over to first base, and Pierce is back safely. I guess, honestly, look, he's hitting .308. When he's not getting a hit, he's striking out. So you'd like a few more productive outs, I guess. 2-1. Leahy strokes it, right field, back is Lee. It's off the wall, on the fly. Scoring easily is Buford. To second goes Pierce. It's a long RBI single for Nick Leahy, and it's 4-2 Oakland here in the 4th. He got a fastball up, and he knocked it off the wall, 106 miles an hour off the bat of Leahy. That's back-to-back hits for Oakland, and both singles hit with an exit velo north of 105. Ballers starting to get to Roca here, and they'll stop getting to Roca here because he's done after just 3 1/3 innings. No hits through 3, but he exits in line for the loss at this point. It's 4-2 Oakland here in the top of the 4th inning, and there are 2 aboard for Darryl Buggs the second. New pitcher when you return on 860 AM, The Answer. It's a 4-2 Oakland lead here in the 4th. A homer by Harris to lead off the inning, a walk, a fly out, and then 2 singles eventually knock out the starter Tony Roca. The new pitcher is Carter Ganaway with 2 on and 1 out. Ganaway, 2 appearances in this series. Both have gone poorly. Gave up 3 earned runs and a 3-run homer to Danny Harris and an 8-run 6th on Tuesday. 3 hits and 4 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts on Thursday in an inning pitched. 8.27 ERA for the righty. He does have a knuckleball. 3-1 record, 12 appearances, 1 start, 20 2/3 innings, 21 hits, 20 walks, 25 strikeouts. He's trying to give Boise some length here. This is a honestly banged up bullpen. They've got a couple injuries. Brian Perez is hurt. Connor Markle is hurt. Richard Dell, Dell might have been activated. No, he's still hurt. And so they turn to Ganaway here against Buggs, who takes the first pitch ball off the plate. 1-0. Takes over for Roca. The starter went 3 1/3, 3 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, 4 runs, 3 earned. He's responsible, though, for Pearson Leahy, the runners, with 1 out. Ballers up 4-2 in the 4th. Buggs takes inside. It's 2-0. First pitch was off the plate. That was way inside, nearly hit Buggs. Buggs struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Righty batter against the righty pitcher, Ganaway. Buggs cuts and misses at a good pitch on the outside corner. Looks like some sort of breaking ball, maybe. Ganaway last year, a Great Falls Voyager. Only made 5 appearances for them. Placed on the IL before the Oakland series, who never faced the Ballers before getting released. Buggs takes low and away, 3-1. If Buggs were to walk, it would be Cobb to hit, the leadoff man, with the bases juiced. 3-1. Buggs takes ball 4. A little bit inside, 91-mile-an-hour fastball. And the bases are loaded indeed for Cobb, who just missed a homer in the 1st inning.
The shortstop, number 3, Trey Cobb.
Chance here for Trey to do a job with the bases loaded. A situation in which he, more than anyone else, has struggled in this year. Cobb is 0 for 2 today, has hit 2 balls well, though, to center field. First pitch high and in for a ball. Ballers very good as a team, hitting somewhere close to 400, something ridiculous like that with the bases loaded. But Cobb is not part of that. At some point in the series I looked and he was 0 for 6 with the bases loaded this season. He takes high, it's 2-0. And Cobb in 7 at-bats now with the bases loaded in this series, in this season. He is 0 for 7. He is yet to have a hit as a pro with the bases loaded. 2-0. Cobb takes a strike, low inside corner. 2-1. Bases loaded for the Ballers. Oakland leads 4-2, 2 across here in the top of the 4th. 1 out with the bags full. 2-1 pitch from Ganaway. Cobb swings and hits it high in the sky. Foul right field, out of play. Cobb 0 for 2 in this game, but 10 hits in the series with 3 RBI, 2 doubles and a homer. Solo bomb in the 7th, the go-ahead homer last night. 2-2 count here. Pitch from Ganaway. Cobb swings and bounces it foul left side. Trey's jersey is so far open. He has it so far unbuttoned that you can see the undershirt. It's that green dry fit baller shirt. In the middle of it has the white Bees logo. Another 2-2. Cobb takes high and tight. Count is full. 3-2. 1 out. 4-2 Ballers lead. Top of the 4th inning. Pierce, Leahy, Buggs, the runners. Ganaway. His second batter faced. He walked Buggs to load him up. Payoff. Cobb swings and hits it into center field. A base hit with the bases loaded. 2 runs are in. Trey Cobb cashes in. It's 6-2 Oakland. And for the first time in his pro career, Cobb gets a hit with the bases juiced. 6-2 Ballers lead here in the 4th. Just off the fists. He got a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in on the hands. A great pitch on 3-2 from Ganaway. But Cobb was able to get the hands inside the baseball and lift it into center for a 2-run single. Pierce scores. Leahy scores. Buggs to third. And with men at the corners and 1 out and a 6-2 Ballers lead here in the 4th inning, Pat Monteith is removed for pinch hitting Isai Santos. Monteith was 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. First pitch fouled back by Santos. 0-1. Isai 0 for 4 in last night's game. 2 for 12 in the series. He's due for a big hit. had a go-ahead 2-run double in the fourth back on Wednesday. Santos hitting in the 2 spot for Monty against the new pitcher Ganaway. Cobb runs, and Santos smacks it left field and deep, and it hooks foul. Nice swing, though, by Santos. He got an outside pitch. Looked like the changeup from Ganaway. And he did the right thing with it. He went the other way, but he just fouled it away. Let's see if Cobb runs again here on 0-2 with 1 out. Baller's up 6-2. Cobb does go. It's a high pitch. No throw down from Horner. And Cobb steals second base. That's just the 4th stolen base of the year for the leadoff man, Tremaine Cobb Jr. So 2 in scoring position after ball 1 high to Santos. A base hit could put the Ballers ahead by 6. Already 4 runs across here in the top of the 4th. The infield crashes in with Bugs at 3rd and Cobb at 2nd. The 1-2. Santos lifts it, left center field, plenty deep to get a run home. Marcelo makes the catch, Bugs tags, Cobb tags, the throw to 3rd, not nearly in time, cut off, and Bugs scores on the sac fly by Santos. Pinch hit, sacrifice fly to put the Ballers ahead 7-2. It's a 5 spot for Oakland here in the 4th. RBI Santos, number 15 on the year, brings up Davis Druick. Cobb tagged to 3rd as Bugs scored on the play. And Druick is the 9th batter of the inning for the Ballers. They've scored 5 in the frame. They didn't have a hit entering the inning. They've knocked Roca out of the game. Pitch high to Druick, 1-0. And Davis Druick, whose hit streak is at 9 games, could bring Daniel Harris up to the plate for the 2nd time this inning with a hit here. Druick takes high, 2-0. Harris had a home run to lead off this inning. Ballers have 2 walks and 4 hits in the inning. And a sac fly by Santos. Cobb the runner at 3rd with 2 outs, 7-2 Ballers lead, top of the 4th. Druick swings and fouls back a 91-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle, 2-1. Ballers hoping to win a 5th straight game. It would be yet another 5-1 series win this season. Their 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. Druick late hack and a miss on 92. Ballers have 2 5-1 series wins against Glacier. Trying to do the same against Boise, a team that was right there in the thick of the playoff race at the start of the series and won game 1, 14-13. And a game that Oakland really should have won. They came back in that game. 2-2 high and tight on Druick. 3-2. It's funny to say that Oakland should have won that game on Tuesday because really they shouldn't have won that game on Tuesday. They were losing 9-4. They shouldn't have taken a 13-10 lead, but they did. Payoff here with Cobb at 3rd and 2 outs. Druick strikes out. Not Davis's day so far, but he's got some time to make up for it. It's the first strikeout for Ganaway, but the Ballers get 5 in the inning. They finally have some hits on the board, 4 to be exact in the frame. And Danny Harris started it with a solo shot. And Tremaine Cobb had a 2-run single. Isai Santos brought home a run with a sac fly. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 7-2 Oakland leads Boise on 8:60 a.m. The Answer. Oh my God, I'm crying. Oh no, a little kid wearing a fry costume just fell twice. Oh, no. Oh, bottom of the 4th inning. Here from Boise. The Ballers up 7-2 after a 5-run 4th. I'm Nevada Cohen with Vince in our 860 AM The Answer Studios. There's a fry, there's a tater tot, there's a potato, the 3 levels of spuds here on Papa's Fritas Day. As kids dressed as mascots running across the field in a race. And the poor little kid in the fry costume, because of how it's shaped, he fell and then could not get up. Think about like a bug on its back. You can't get up if you're a certain shape. And that fry costume's like a box as Begora takes high and away 1-0. So that kid fell, and Darryl Buggs was going to pick him up. He was eventually helped up by a member of the Boise staff. They were running alongside him. He then fell again halfway to right field. It was a really tragic scene. 1-0 to Begora is high and away 2-0. Oh, that was actually hilarious, though, as long as that kid's okay. Whew. Man. 2-0. Pop foul, 2-1. Ballers up 7-2 here in the home 4th. Speaking of fries, it's time to talk about food, Nevada's culinary curiosities here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Begora lifts it to left field. Should be playable for Druick. He scoots in to make the catch. 1 away. Today's Dollar Dog Day at the field, so it'll be a very simple Nevada's culinary curiosities. I wanted to test A, how many hot dogs could I eat? B, how good are the hot dogs here in Boise at Memorial Stadium? Turns out, solid. Great dog. I had $2 dogs. I could have had more. Maybe I'll get more. I don't know. I probably don't have time to run down there during the broadcast. Nice pitch from short, swing and a miss on the curveball to Jelly. 0-1. But I did appreciate how there were stations with mustard, ketchup, relish, and onions, and jalapenos. So plenty of condiments for your dog. 0-1 is high and away, 1-1 on Jelly. Honestly, as far as stadium hot dogs go, I rate these just a solid 7 out of 10. There's nothing fantastic about them, but I appreciate the added setup. Pop fly, right side, foul ground. Pierce does not see this ball. Shading the sun. He's got no clue where it is. It's out of play. He never had a play on it. That's the beauty of playing early in the day. That sun is going to be brutal. Ballers lead 7-2 in the bottom of the 4th inning, and 1 run scored because of the sun. Jake Jelly with a single to lead off the second. Only reason he singles is because Pat Monteith, who was the right fielder, could not see the ball in the high sky. Santos is now the right fielder after pinch hitting for Monteith. 1-2 toss from short. Lifted to left field off the end of the bat. Druick over to it. Makes the one-handed squeeze and has the first 2 putouts here in the bottom of the 4th inning. No sauerkraut. Just says Mass Spectrician on YouTube. Short, the lefty, has retired the first 2 in this inning and 5 in a row. Ballers lead 7-2. I don't have any more thoughts for the my culinary curiosities. Swing and a miss from Lee, 0-1. I know Mass Spectrician was asking about the sauerkraut. That's something when I worked at Costco last year, I got asked a lot. No sauerkraut? Nope, only for the Polish sausages. Costco removed it when they removed the sausages. Pitch is low, 1-1. Still have cups of onion, though, but no sauerkraut at Costco, at least at the one I worked at. 1-1 on Jalen Lee, facing Luke Short. Popped up a bunt last time. Hack and a miss. Outside pitch from Short. And got the chase from Lee. It's 1-2. 4 strikeouts so far from Shorty. Hoping for his 5th here. Lefty from the wind. Whoa! There goes the bat. Into left field. Jalen Lee strikes out. He waves and misses at the short breaking ball. And the bat completely slipped out of his hand and flew towards the Ballers dugout on the third base side. Short gets his 5th K and strikes out the side, or strikes out 1. here in the fourth, retires the side in order and has set down 6 straight Hawks. 7-2 Oakland here in the top of the 5th inning. And Oakland coming right back up with Daniel Harris, who homered to lead off the 4th inning. Can he do it again in the 5th? We'll see when you return on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the 5th, 7-2, Ballers in control, going for a 5th consecutive win. I'm Nevada Cullen. I just spilled my drinking water on myself here in the top of the 5th inning. So that's, if that tells you how things are going, I now have a wet seat. Vince is back at our 860 AM The Answer studios, much more put together. Vince, 7-2 Oakland. Danny Harris leading off the top of the 5th. He couldn't homer again now, could he? He led off the 4th with a solo bomb on the first pitch he saw. Swings first pitch here, but he got a breaking ball. And it's 0-1. Ballers up by 5 after a 5-run 4th. The Ballers had 2 runs despite no hits through the first 3 innings. Harris has reached twice today and is now on an 18-game hit streak. Swinging a foul ball, 0-2. Harris sneakily leads the team in hits, tied with Tremaine Cobb Jr. And Harris has kind of flown under the radar a bit, I would say, in the Pioneer League. Not for much longer. He's hitting .343. Sprays that one foul, 0-2 still. Hitting .397 over a 17-game, now 18-game hit streak. 6 homers in the hit streak. He's driven in 24. I mean, it's no Dylan Tatum numbers, but it's pretty darn good. Still 0-2. Harris swings and fouls it off again. Danny's a pretty good prospect, I'd say. He's still 25 years old. Signed by the Rockies in 2023. Spent the last 2 years-ish with Washington, the Wild Things. Never actually played for them. He was hurt. Harris dribbles one slowly to third. Darden throws on the run. A little bit offline, but Bagora makes the catch. 1 down. Top of the 5th inning here from Boise. I don't know if any of the Carmels are listening, but if they are, they'll be happy to know that the all-name team will be adding a couple Boise Hawks in the bottom of the 5th, so be sure to be tuned in for that. Pitch low to Buford, 1-0. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk and a run scored. Bases clearing triple on Wednesday. Bases loaded, 2-run single Thursday. Buford fouls one back, 1-1. 3-run homer on Friday, 2 for 4 yesterday. So it's been a fun little 4-game hit streak for Cam Buford, trying to push it to 5 today. Ballers have just 4 hits, but they have 7 runs. Buford launches right center field and deep. It is off the wall. Buford hustling out a double. He slides in safely with a 1-out 2-bagger. His hit streak is 5. He's got another extra base hit. That's his 6th double of the year. And he tattooed that one 403 feet to right center. Man, I think right center might be deeper than, well, I will say this. It's 405 to dead center, but it's a slightly shorter wall. The wall extends a bit, and it's a slightly taller wall the rest of the way around, and that slightly taller wall prevented a solo bomb to right center. Here's Dylan Tatum. First to him is high and away. 103 off the bat and 403 feet, yet not a home run for Cam Buford. Still, he's got it double with one out. Ballers up 7-2, top of the fifth. Tatum swings and misses. It's 1-1. Feels like he's coming back down to earth a little bit, Tatum. The 5-game hit streak that he was on prior to yesterday, he had 26 RBI and 8 bombs, 4 2-homer games, 4 5+ RBI games. Tatum pops it up, right side foul ground. Bagora might have a play on this. Running out of room, looks up, he's out of room. 1-2. Tatum 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a flyout. Tater, a big F1 fan. Likes some auto racing. I believe he's a Ferrari fan, specifically Charles Leclerc. I'll have to confirm with him. He'll be happy to know that Leclerc had a podium today in the F1 race. I believe it was the Austrian Grand Prix. Outside 2-2. Sorry, Austrian Grand Prix. Got to really milk it. I'm talking about F1. Tatum 0 for 2 in the game. 2-2 pitches next from Ganaway to Tatum with one out, and Buford at second. The pitch, runner goes. Tatum lines it left side. It's through, and it's where Darden should have been. Buford was stealing. He scores on an RBI knock from Dylan Tatum. He's driven in 21 in the series. 8-2 Oakland leads. Goodness gracious, Dylan Tatum. He cannot go wrong. Buford was stealing third right there, and Darden probably had a chance at catching that line drive, but he was covering third base. That's a perfectly executed hit and run from Tatum right there. And now it is Christian Almanza pinch hitting for Ryan Pierce. Not a bad 7-hitter, Christian Almanza. 43 RBI, tied for 6th in the league. Tatum at first after his RBI knock. Almanza pinch hitting, wielding the red bat. And the lefty swings and misses. His first swing of the day results in strike one. 8-2 Oakland leads in the top of the fifth because of an RBI single by Dylan Tatum after the double by Buford blasted to right center. Almanza swings and cranks one high to center field. Marcelo is there. That's out number 2. So Almanza with the flyout. Brings up Nick Leahy. It is 8-2 Oakland. First to Leahy is a strike, 0-1. Fly out by Almanza, pinch hitting for Pierce against a righty. So Almanza will likely stay in the game at first base. Although if Pierce stayed in this game, it wouldn't shock me. I don't know if this is supposed to be a day off for Almanza or just with a lefty on the mound, they gave Pierce the start. Leahy fouls it back, 0-2. 2 outs in the top of the fifth inning, 8-2. Ballers lead. 2 outs, runner on first is Tatum with the 6-run cushion. Outside on Leahy, called third strike. Don't think he loved the call. It was at the top of the zone, though. Good pitch from Ganaway. And that'll do it for the top of the fifth. Second strikeout for Ganaway. Ballers score another. They get 1 run on 2 hits. Double by Buford, RBI single by Tatum, and they leave Tatum at first base. Let's go to the bottom of the fifth. Ballers up 8-2 on 860 AM The Answer. It is the bottom of the 5th here from Boise, and the Oakland Ballers lead 8-2. One more run in the 5th on the RBI single by Dylan Tatum. Here in the bottom of the 5th, the Ballers lead 8-2, and Luke Short is still on the hill. He will face 8-9-1. But I know, you guys don't want to hear about baseball right now. You want to hear about the Pioneer League all-name team, and we'll talk about it in a second after Colton Horner will start and see this first pitch of the inning. Just want to give another shout to Colton Horner. Good to see him. Got to talk to him before one of the early games in the series. Horner robbed of a hit in the 2nd inning, former baller. First pitch to him is outside for ball 1. Ballers lead here 8-2 in the bottom of the 5th from Boise, finale of the 6-game series. One of the Ballers' main catchers from their inaugural season, Colton Horner. 1-0 inside, 2-0. Almanza does stay in the game, by the way, at first base. Colton Horner, late season injury, forced him to miss the playoffs. He was placed on the IL on August 4th last year. Swings and fouls it away, 2-1. Who can forget his first inning grand slam against Great Falls on July 14th? That was one of his biggest swings, if not the biggest swing of his Ballers career. Now, I guess the first half was basically over at that point. Horner lines it into left field, and he has another hit against his former team. That's his 3rd hit of the series in just 6 at-bats. Leadoff knock for Horner. Brings up Dakota Connors. RBI single in his first at-bat of the season. Longtime pro, 29 years old, from Manteca, California. And now it is time to bring back the Pioneer League all-name team. This is just a little fun thing I do when we play a new team. Chances are they've got some guys with some fun or funny names. First pitch is a strike to Connors, 0-1. Last series was against Glacier, so Logan Beard got added. Thanks to Arlo. So did Tariq Bacon of Billings. And that is shot past third. That's fair. Going to third is Horner. It's picked up by Druick. And it's a double for Connors. And he has hits in his first 2 at-bats of 2025. The longtime pro, the former Ogden Raptor with Cash Beecham. They won a title together in 2023. So Luke Short in trouble here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 8-2 at least, Oakland leads, but there's 2 in scoring position with none out for the leadoff man, Noah Marcello. He'll try to slash this lead in half with a base hit. So I'll make this quick then. The Pioneer League all-name team will have 2 new additions. The Boise Hawks, they will both be relief pitchers. One is Quinn Waterhouse, who has pitched a bunch in this series. Marcello line drive to second, snared by Harris, 1 down. Big play. Big break for Oakland. Harris just got that one above the clay. And he tried to double up Connors at second, but Connors was not far enough off the bag. So 2 in scoring position, 1 out for Paul Myro, the 4th. Can he get a run home here with 1 out? 2 in scoring position for Boise, 8-2 Oakland leads in the bottom of the 5th. I've just named Quinn Waterhouse to the all-name team for Boise because Quinn is a unique first name. Waterhouse is a very cool last name. There's a first pitch strike to Myro. He challenges? Really? He already missed a challenge in this game. Okay, he's right on that one. It's 1-0. He knows his zone, I guess. The other Boise Hawk to join the all-name team, Cheney Trout. He gets bonus points because he's a submariner, but I just think that Trout and Waterhouse, you know, we're going with an aquatic theme here for Boise. Cheney Trout, Quinn Waterhouse, welcome to the Pioneer League 2025 all-name team. Congratulations on your accomplishment. You'll be awarded nothing. 1-0 now the count on Myro after successful challenge, and he bounces it to the left side and through. Sneaks past Cobb, brings home a run. To third goes Connors. Horner scores on the RBI knock by Myro, extending his hit streak to 4 games. 8-3 Max Young-Goldberg to hit next as Oakland's lead shrinks a bit to 5. Boise not out of this game yet. Short has allowed 3 runs now in this game and 7 hits. Trying to limit the damage here in the bottom of the 5th. The runner at third is Connors after his double down the third baseline. Myro, a single through the left side, brings up Young-Goldberg. First pitch is swatted foul left field towards that Oakland bullpen. I think that ball bounced off of Gabe Tanner. Bounced off someone in the pen. It was James Collier. Either way, he just stood there and let it bounce off of him. 0-1, Young-Goldberg fouls it back, 0-2. Ballers leading 8-3 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Boise Hawks get an RBI single from Paul Myro in the frame. There is 1 out in the inning. There are men at the corners for the Hawks, and Young-Goldberg already has an RBI double today, his 61st RBI of the year. The lefty facing the lefty short. And Short strikes him out. Swing and a miss. 3 pitches is all Short needs to retire Young-Goldberg this time around. His 6th strikeout will bring up Taylor Darden. One of the key statistics for a starting pitcher that I especially would look at more than wins is quality starts. Short had one last time out. He allowed just 3 earned runs in 7 2/3. You got to go 6 to get a quality start. You have to allow 3 runs or less. First pitch strike, no, called a ball to Darden. Just low and away. Just below the zone, really. Didn't miss by much. It's 1-0. If Short wants a quality start today, he needs to get out of this inning without allowing Connors to score from third. But that's lined into center field. It is, though, right at Bugs for out number 3. And Short makes it through 5. He allows 3 hits in the inning, but just 1 run allowed, crucially stranding 2. As we go to the 6th, Oakland leads Boise 8-3 here on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the 6th, and Boise goes to their 3rd pitcher. It's Jeremiah Locklear that enters this game. He has been excellent in this series against Oakland. Locklear, the lefty, has pitched twice, three innings of 1-run ball on Wednesday, an inning and a third yesterday where he did not allow a hit. He was signed on June 2nd out of Georgia Gwinnett, an NAIA school, 24-year-old from Pembroke, North Carolina. Has a 10.80 ERA, 8 appearances, 1 start, 1 save, 11 2/3 innings, 15 hits, 14 earned runs, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts. Those 14 earned runs mostly came in 1 appearance. So he's not as bad as his ERA would suggest. He's been great in this series, just 1 run allowed in 4 1/3 innings in 2 appearances. He faces 9-1-2 here in the 6th. Bugs, Cobb, and likely Santos. Pitch inside, 1-0 on Bugs, who is 0 for 1 today with a walk and a strikeout, but a run scored. Ballers up 8-3 in the top of the 6th. Bugs takes a strike. 1-1. The day is done for Ganaway, an inning and 2/3, 3 hits. 2 earned runs, a walk, 2 strikeouts. He also allowed a couple inherited runners to score in the 4th. 1-1. Bugs pops it foul behind home, 1-2. 5-run cushion for the Ballers. Both teams scoring in the 5th. Luke Short working out of trouble, and looks like he'll return for the 6th inning. Bugs takes high and away, 2-2. James Collier was once warming in that Oakland pen. Nobody warming in there now. Just looks like Gabe Tanner, who's standing there watching the action. Excuse me? 2-2 pitch was behind Bugs. That one barely registers on TrackMan. I think it was a breaking ball. It was well inside on Bugs there. Payoff is next. Hopefully this one's in the zone. It's not, but at least it's not behind him. Bugs walks to lead off the inning. Locklear walks the leadoff man. Locklear did not walk a batter in the first 2 games that he's pitched in this series, and he has only walked 4 through 11 2/3 innings. After that free pass issued to Bugs. Now, how does Locklear hold runners? That's the question. Bugs, 11 stolen bases, tied for the team lead. And he quick pitches Cobb, 0-1. That is certainly one way to make sure that, or at least try to make sure that Bugs does not go. Cobb last time up, 2-run single with the bases loaded. 0-1, we'll wait. Throw to first, Bugs back standing. That hit was significant for Trey. It was his first hit of his pro career with the bases loaded. He was 0 for 7 prior. I think he had a bases loaded walk the other day, but it's not a hit. 0-1, Bugs runs, pitches inside for a strike. Bugs is safe easily. His 12th stolen base, that leads the team. He is lightning fast, Darryl Bugs the second. 12 stolen bases on the year, the team lead. Trey Cobb now in an 0-2 hole. Locklear will talk with Horner. Ballers are running wild on their old catcher today, Colton Horner. (8-3) lead for the Ballers here in the finale on this Sunday afternoon from Boise. Ballers have won 4 in a row. Cobb on 0-2, tomahawks it to left field into the mid of Jelly. That pitch was at his eyeballs, and there's one down. 2-strike pitch, 90-mile-an-hour heater high, and still Cobb got the bat to it. 100 off the bat. If he hits it a little bit to the left or to the right of Jelly, maybe we're talking about an extra base hit there for Trey, but he lined it right to the left fielder and is now 1 for 4 today. Now a lefty-lefty chance for Isai Santos. Sac fly against Ganaway in the 4th for Santos. First pitch high to Isai here, 1-0. The thing I like about Isai and Pat Monteith is from this 2 spot. Both not really hitting well this season on the whole, but with better on base percentages, they're drawing walks. Santos hacking a miss on 90. 1-1. Now Santos, 2 for 12 in this series, but he's had some big at-bats lately. A week ago, Sunday against Glacier, went 3 for 5, a career high. Santos takes outside, 2-1. Santos, the 26th man for the Ballers, attended the open tryout in March, selected with the 11th pick of the tryout draft in Arizona by Oakland. Santos could not hold up at the 2-1 pitch, an inside fastball. 2-2. Locklear, the pitcher, the lefty reliever, walked Bugs to start this inning, but he's stuck at second right now after Cobb lined out. 1 out in the inning. Oh no, watch out. Bugs breaks for third. He was held up and now he is out. They pick him off. He was a little too aggressive there. Aaron Miles won't be too pleased with that. Now I do appreciate Bugs, who realized his mistake, took off for third base. However, he took off too late. And now there's 2 outs and a 2-2 pitch is next to Santos. He takes in the dirt, 3-2. You love Bugs' aggressiveness until that happens. Payoff pitch is next to Santos. In this lefty-lefty battle, Santos swings and hits it off the fist behind second. It's a base hit. A little duck fart in the right center. Santos reaches. It's a productive day for him. Sack fly and then Diane Quayle single into right center. Brings up Davis Druick. Unfortunately for the Ballers, Bugs might have scored on that play. Unfortunately, he was picked off 1-4-5. Davis Druick is next. Still looking for his first hit of the game. Swings and fouls it back. 0-1. Walk and 2 strikeouts so far for Davis Druick. Entering this game, led the team with a .360 batting average. Has driven in 37. Santos the runner at first. 0-1 count. Locklear will throw over. Santos is not the biggest base-stealing threat on this team. He's 2 for 3 on the bags this season. And with how the Ballers have been stealing bases in this series, I would not count out a steal attempt from Santos. 0-1. Locklear looks towards first, comes home, and Druick takes a strike near the outside corner at 90. That was off the plate. That's the second time that Druick has had a pitch off the plate called a strike against him. Oakland has challenged once in this game. They were correct. Way behind, 0-2, and Druick is nearly hit in the helmet. Has to skirt out of the box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Being a hitter is tough. You get a strike called on you off the plate. So you're looking to cover that outside corner with 2 strikes, and then the pitcher throws it over your head. Yikes. Druick a walk and a run scored, but 2 strikeouts since then. Santos the runner at first with 2 outs. Ballers lead 8-3, top of the 6th. And Locklear's 1-2. He gets Santos. Santos will dive headfirst into second, but he's picked off. The Ballers run into 2 outs in the 6th inning. Yikes. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, none left, no errors. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th and pretend that top half of the inning never even existed. Luke Short back out there for his 6th inning of work when you return on 8:60 a.m. The Answer. Home 6th from Boise. Oakland 8, Hawks 3. Nevada Cohen with Vince in our 8:60 a.m. The Answer studios. What's the score elsewhere? Let's see. Top of the 7th from Ogden. The Northern Colorado Owls leads 7-4 in the top of the 7th. Glacier leads 4-2 against Great Falls at the top of the 8th. That game in Kalispell. Top of the 7th, Missoula Paddleheads leading the Billings Mustangs 5-1. That game has been the big bashers bashing for Missoula. Roberto Pena with a 2-run shot, Adam Fogel with a solo shot, and Missoula leads 5-1. Then, top of the 8th in Yuba Sutter, it's 2-0 High Wheelers over the Vibes, but Rocky Mountain has a man on second with nobody out in the top of the 8th, despite the 2-0 deficit. They're not out of this game. Ball hit back to the screen by Bagora, 0-1 to start the bottom of the 6th here in Boise. Yuba Sutter's Christian Womble still pitching. 6 Ks over 7 innings, just 3 hits allowed, no runs. One is downstairs, 1-1. And one more score for you. This is the most interesting one to monitor. Top of the 5th, the Idaho Falls Chuckers leads 6-5 over Grand Junction, in Grand Junction. Jablonski just hit a home run to take the lead for the Chuckers.
That ball rifled to center field by Bagora, right to Bugs, though. That's a quick first out here in the 6th. And if you look at the pitch count for Luke Short, it is around 80. There's action in that Oakland pen. That's James Collier loosening. Jelly a righty up, but I think Collier's just getting loose in case of emergency here in the bottom of the 6th. Ballers lead 8-3 with 1 out, bases empty in the bottom of the 6th inning. First to Jelly, outside, 1-0. Short, likely to just finish up the 6th and nothing more today with that pitch count at 81. However, we'll see. Swing and a miss, 1-1. If this is a rapid inning, if Short can finish 6 on less than 90 pitches, you might see Short start the 7th. Ball hit back to the screen, 1-2. But honestly, I would give Short the rest of the day off if he gets through 6 with just 3 runs allowed. Unless he wants it, then you let Shorty ride. 1-2 after that foul ball back to the screen. Is ripped to left field. A late jump, but the catch made by Druick. He crashes into the Orkin sign in left field after making a sweet catch for out number 2. Druick was late to move to the ball, and with the 113-mile-an-hour exit velo, I thought there was no chance Druick would get there. But Jelly lines out on the hardest hit ball of this series. Jelly's homer yesterday was 111 off the bat. First pitch, flown to right field and deep. Santos is at the wall. He looks up, and it's off the wall and over for a Jalen Lee solo shot. Oppo blast that just scraped the top of the wall for Jalen Lee. That's a big swing in this game because it could end the day of Luke Short as Aaron Miles is out of his dugout. Aaron Miles makes the walk, and Luke Short might just be done. Yes, he is. A point to the bullpen. That's a sucky way to end the day if you're Luke Short on that lucky home run to right field from Jalen Lee. Lee, the right-handed hitter, going opposite field for his first homer of the year. Had just 2 last year in 20 games for Missoula. That's his first in 110 at-bats this season. So Boise gets 1 back. They're trailing 8-4. James Collier enters. Luke Short, an excellent start today as the Ballers lead is 8-4 in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. We'll tell you about Collier when you return on 860 AM, The Answer. Bottom of the 6th, the new pitcher for Oakland in an 8-4 game, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. The former baller, Colton Horner, is due up to face James Collier, who will come in for the second time this year. He was through a scoreless inning on Wednesday, gave up 2 hits. 26-year-old from Hayward and Cal State East Bay. 5.02 ERA this season so far from Collier. 2-0 record, 12 appearances, 14 1/3 innings. 15 hits, 7 walks, and 20 strikeouts for James Collier. Hoping to make the bottom of the 6th a quiet one and maybe even pitch
into the 7th. First pitch of Collier's day is a check swing from Horner. It's on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. How about Luke Short? Put a $sign on that name. Short, 5 2/3, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. Thought he would be able to finish the 6th as Horner takes the slider outside 1-1. But Jalen Lee, the solo homer with 2 outs in the inning, just banged it off the top of the wall out and right. Fortunate hop for Boise over the fence. 1-1 to the righty, Colton Horner. Is fouled off, 1-2. Collier, the hard-throwing righty, 90 miles an hour on the outside corner there. Cal State East Bay, 2023, his last collegiate season. Then was out of baseball for a year in 2024, but he's back and better than ever. 1-2, the righty at the belt. Works from the stretch, comes home. And gets Horner looking. Right down the pipe with the fastball, a 95-mile-an-hour heater. Actually, that one was south of the zone. Probably a missed call, ever so slightly. Was close enough to not be a horrible call by the home plate umpire. That one looked like a strike to me at the base of the zone. And Collier retires Horner looking to end the 6th. 1 home run results in 1 run. Jalen Lee, the solo shot. And Luke Short pitches into the 6th and is in line for the win as the Ballers lead 8-4 heading to the 7th on 860 AM The Answer. Eight-4 Ballers lead in the top of the 7th inning here from Boise. Finale of a 6-game set. Ballers looking to take the final 5 games from Boise. Nevada Cohn with you here from the Potato State, the Gem State of Idaho. Vince is back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Ballers would like to forget the 6th. They ran into 2 outs on the top half and gave up a solo shot in the bottom of the inning. Boise cutting the lead to 4. Don't see action in that Oakland pen. We assume James Collier will at least start, if not even finish, the 7th inning, as he looked sharp, throwing a 95-mile-an-hour fastball to strike out the former baller Colton Horner to end the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's Davis Druick, who was at the plate to end last half inning as he pops up the first pitch he sees to the left side of the infield. Darted in, fighting the sun, makes the catch. 1 away. That's what I like to do when I used to play fighting a fly ball with a tough sun, is use your bare hand to block the sun. That way, the glove can be tricky when you're shading the sun with your glove. Then you have to move your glove to make the catch. If you use your opposite hand, you can continue to block the sun while tracking the ball and just not have to rely on your glove there to make the catch. So 1 out in the inning. Harris takes the ball 1-0. Ballers lead 8-4 in the top of the 7th. Harris has had a productive day, a walk and then a solo shot before grounding out last time up. Harris takes outside, called a strike at 90 miles an hour. That was off the plate. This is the first time, I'll give these umpires credit, all series where I've had something to complain about from the Ballers' point of view. They had one game where they were bad against Boise. Harris swings and misses. As a result, at an outside pitch, he would have probably taken that pitch if it was 2-0. He got the changeup there and swung over top of it. It's 1-2 on Harris. 18-game hit streak after his 4th inning homer. Harris shoots the 1-2 foul off to right field, out of play.
It's a hot Sunday afternoon. This is actually the smallest crowd we've had this week here in Boise. Tuesday through Thursday, the weekday games. Honestly, really solid crowds each night. Harris slowly bounces one foul of third, 1-2. Ballers tied for first in the Pioneer League with their 4 straight wins. They'll likely stay tied for first because Missoula is up on Billings late 5-1. But I do have news, one bad, one good news. Idaho Falls is beating Grand Junction 12-5. Harris strikes out here. 2 down. First strikeout for Locklear today. But anyways, the good news I have is from Yuba Sutter. And it's that Rocky Mountain has rallied in the 8th and lead the High Wheelers 3-2 with just 1 out and 2 in scoring position. First to Cam Buford is high, 1-0. Bases loaded for Rocky Mountain before a Gonzalez single. Buford takes ball 2, 2-0. Looks like it was a go-ahead single by Dane Toffland to put the Vibes up 3-2. There's a strike challenged by Buford. That was a strike. Goodness. I swear Oakland, the series is only challenging at least the last couple days. They were 0 for 3 yesterday. They're 1 for 2 today in challenges, as it is 2-1 on Buford. But it feels like they're only challenging the pitches that are in the zone, not the ones that are incorrectly called strikes, out of the zone. Ball poked foul off to the right, 2-2. That's a pop fly out of play by Buford. But yeah, the good news is Rocky Mountain is winning 3-2 against the High Wheelers. Can they hold on like they did yesterday to help out the Ballers? That's right. Vibes won 8-7 yesterday. And as a result, the High Wheelers, who are in 4th, are falling a little bit further back of Oakland. Buford launches right field, pretty deep over towards the line. Lee running out of room. It is foul. Honestly, not far away from a homer. Got a fastball down the middle and just got under it. Still 2-2 on Buford. But as it stands now, Missoula and Oakland are tied for first. Idaho Falls is the team that has that inside shot with their lighter schedule at being the team to eclipse either Missoula or Oakland for one of those first half playoff spots. The Chuckers do not play, I don't think, a team above 500 other than Ogden the rest of the way. Ground ball towards the middle, fielded by Myro. His throw to first in time to get Buford. That was a really nice play, actually. And the Ballers retired in order in the top of the 7th. Time to stretch. Ballers lead 8-4 over the Boise Hawks as we head to the home 7th. Here on 860 AM, The Answer. James Collier got a strikeout to end the 6th. He'll start the 7th for Oakland. Ballers lead 8-4. Interesting scenario here for the Ballers with Connor Sullivan working back-to-back days, getting the save yesterday. I don't think he would be available today. I can't remember the last time a Ballard reliever pitched on 3 straight days. Carson Lambert as well. They both might be down, so it could be James Collier pitching longer than expected. Connor Richardson had Saturday off, so I'd expect him in this game at some point, maybe even to get the save. He does not have a save in his pro career. If a save situation arises, look out for maybe him, maybe even Caleb Franzen, the lefty who pitched on Friday. Chewy, Franzen would be some likely candidates if, indeed, Sully does not go. I will say Franzen is throwing a baseball into the netting out in left field. 9-1-2 to start the bottom of the 7th. Connors is 2 for 2 in his first game of the year. And the righty takes a strike somewhere near the outside corner, 0-1. That one may be on the edge. It's a generous call for Collier, we'll put it that way. Righty batter, righty pitcher. To start this bottom of the 7th, 8-4 Ballers lead. Pitch from Collier. Fouled off, 0-2. I do want to add another note. I said Idaho Falls is in the driver's seat to be that sneaky team that sneaks in. I did not realize Idaho Falls does not play 6 against Ogden next week. They play 3 against Ogden and 3 against Yuba Sutter. How interesting. 0-2. Hit high into right field. Santos is there. 1 down. So let me put it this way. Idaho Falls finishes the first half with Great Falls. That's at least 5 wins. So, really, I think the Ballers would rather have Yuba Sutter win that 3-game series, because you know that Idaho Falls is going to take at least 5 games, if not all 6. Yuba Sutter, interesting schedule to end their first half. I'll get to that in a moment. Pitch outside from Collier. 1-0 on the leadoff man, Marcelo. 8-4 Ballers lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Yuba Sutter next week gets 3 at Glacier, then 3 at Idaho Falls. That's right. There's a pitch outside, 2-0. So you'd expect that's challenged by who? Oakland? Who challenged that? I don't know. I'm hoping it wasn't Collier. I think it was Collier, yeah. Pitchers should not challenge. It's 2-0 on Marcelo. That pitch was just low. It wasn't a terrible challenge from Collier, but look, that's what happens when a pitcher challenges. Ballers down to their last challenge. They need to save it for a moment where it might really matter. 2-0 to Marcelo. Inside, 3-0. But anyway, Yuba Sutter finishes the first half against Grand Junction, and Grand Junction is not playing well right now. So really, you expect Idaho Falls and Yuba Sutter to win a lot of games to finish this first half, as well as Missoula. 3-0 is a strike on the outside corner, 3-1. So really, all you can do if you're Oakland is just win the games in front of you, and that will be 12 in a row against Rocky Mountain, another team that is vying for a first half playoff spot. 3-1 from Collier to Marcelo. Righty-righty battle is pumped in inside, just missed for the walk. And that one actually was probably a strike. That's the one he should have challenged. Man. So Marcelo walks, brings up Paul Myro, the 4th. Don't want to give Boise life here late. Walk-off win on Tuesday, and this is a team that's hungry for a victory. They've lost 4 straight, and they know they have to start winning fast with 13 games left to even have an outside shot at the playoffs. First to Myro, bends in just outside and low. 1-0. (8-4) Ballers in front. Bottom of the 7th, 1 out. Myro an RBI single last time. Righty-righty battle. Collier delivers. High, ball 2. This is what you get sometimes from Collier. He's going to walk batters. He's also going to strike guys out. Strikeout, fly out, walk to start his day, and he's behind Myro. 2-0. Marcelo gets his lead off of first. Such a good base runner. 2 stolen bases in this game. And Collier whips it over there and nearly throws it away to first. You better be careful. You don't want to give Marcelo third base. If he throws it away, Marcelo is at least getting to third. It's 2-0 the count on Myro, 1 for 3 in the game with his RBI single. Boise trailing by 4 here in the bottom of the 7th. Collier from the stretch delivers. Fires in a strike on the outside corner. That 91-mile-an-hour fastball from Collier on the outside corner, that fastball on the edge has been his best pitch so far today. He also threw 95 to Horner. Took a little bit off just to make sure he threw a strike there. Now 2-1. Marcelo looks ready to run. He does not. And there's another. No, that's a ball. Wow. 91 top of the zone. Another missed call. That's the second against Collier. And this home plate umpire, for whatever reason, is squeezing Oakland's pitching and 2 missed calls against Druick. 3-1 to Myro. Hitters count. He fouls it back 3-2. Challenge fastball there from Collier. Should be 2-2. It wasn't a horrible call. It was at the top of the zone, though. And I've seen much higher pitches this season called for balls. There's Chewy warming in that pen for Oakland, just in case. Payoff pitch to Myro. We'll wait. Throw to first is not in time. Marcelo slides back safely. And now do not be surprised if he runs here on 3-2. Marcelo, the league leader in stolen bases, at first with 1 out. 8-4 Oakland leads in the bottom of the 7th here on this Sunday matinee in Boise. Payoff to Myro, the right-handed hitter from Collier. Here it is. Hit to shortstop. Cobb Field, slip to second for 1. Throw to first is in time. Double play. Collier rolls up a twin killing and retires the side in order in the 7th with that double play. He walks Marcelo, but he was not running on that play, and as a result, the Ballers are able to turn 2. No runs on no hits, no errors, none left. We're through 7. Ballers lead 8-4 over Boise here from Memorial Stadium on 860 AM. The Answer. Ballers happy if they never see Jeremiah Locklear again, as the Ballers do not play Boise after this series. Locklear dominated the Ballers in this series. I mean, seriously, if the Ballers wanted to trade for Locklear, I'm not saying no to that. Locklear today goes 2 innings and allows no runs, just 1 hit allowed. Struck out 1, walked 1. Locklear in the series allowed just 1 run over 6 1/3. Nice job by the lefty. Murphy Ginger is the new pitcher for Boise, with Oakland leading 8-4 in the top of the 8th. 2 innings left here from Boise, and Dylan Tatum will start the inning. Tatum's been red hot. RBI single in the 5th. That was Tatum's 21st RBI of the series. Pioneer League Player of the Week. Book it. Tatum takes high and in, 1-0. Ginger, the new pitcher, is making just his 8th appearance of the year. He's a rookie. Tatum cuts and misses. 1-1. You know Tatum's happy to see Ginger because he hit a grand slam against him on in the 9th on Friday. Ballers lead 8-4, bases empty, nobody out. Top of the 8th inning. Tatum 1 for 3 in the game. Ginger, 24 years old. Happy birthday, by the way. Turning 25 today. Outside to Tatum, 2-1. Former Northern Colorado pitcher. Spent 3 years there. 8th appearance, 1-0 record, 3.86 ERA, 7 innings, just 4 hits allowed, 3 earned runs, 7 walks, 11 strikeouts. And Tatum off the fist lifts it into left field. That's a base hit. And Tatum's got another 2-hit game. That is yet another multi-hit game in the series for Tatum. I believe that's number 4. And he doubles his multi-hit game total on the season. That's now 8 multi-hit games. Doesn't even have to hit it hard to get the job done. Oh, also, those stats are not updated for Ginger. For whatever reason, his player page is deleted on Boise's website. So it's no longer a 3.86 ERA. First pitch swinging, tattoo to left field by Almanza. This is very deep. This is caught by Marcello, who then falls onto his back on the warning track. 1 away. That was honestly a pretty impressive grab there from Marcello. That ball was lifted by Almanza, 100 off the bat, 378 feet to left center. And Marcello and Jelly wasn't sure who was going to get it, if either of them, and Marcello made an awkward-looking catch and then fell onto the track. Now it's Nick Leahy with 1 away. Top of the 8th inning, 8-4, Oakland leads. First pitch, Leahy takes a strike outside corner at 87. Leahy RBI single in the 4th, is 1 for 3 in the game, has driven in 3 runs in the series. Next pitch way outside, 1-1. Ballers lead 8-4 with 1 out in the top of the 8th inning here on this Sunday Game 6 finale of the 6-game series against Boise. Pitch outside, 2-1. Ballers hoping to get to double figures for the 8th time in their last 9 games. Held to just 4 runs yesterday in a 4-2 win. I have more interesting score updates for you after this 2-1. No, it's a throw over to first. Well, Glacier won. They finally beat Great Falls after 3 straight losses, 4-2 today. Northern Colorado beating Ogden 8-4 in the top of the 9th. Missoula still leads, but it's 5-3 now, Paddleheads. Billings getting a couple runs in the bottom of the 7th. Leahy fouls one off to the right, 2-2. Now, Missoula does have runners up the corners with 1 out in the top of the 8th, so even though Billings are back in it, Missoula probably will still win this game. But in the top of the 9th, it's Rocky Mountain 6, Yuba Sutter 3, and still no one out. Vibes hoping to hand the High Wheelers a loss. 2-2. Leahy reaches out and taps it slowly to short. Charging Myro, throws on the run to first, got Leahy. Nice play for out number 2 as Tatum goes to second. Now, why would the Ballers want the Vibes to win? The Vibes are going for a playoff spot as well. Well, the Ballers are playing the Vibes for 12 games, and they need to win a lot of them. And so the Vibes, theoretically, are not the team the Ballers should be worried about making the playoffs. If the Vibes make the playoffs, they're going to have to win a ton of games against Oakland. Pitch runner for Tatum. Courtesy runner, really. Zach St. Pierre will run for the 2nd time this series at second base. So runner on second base, St. Pierre with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Ballers lead 8-4. Darryl Buggs, the 2nd, has walked in his last 2 plate appearances, hoping for his first hit of the game to give Oakland an insurance run here in the 8th. 12-10 lead for Idaho Falls, by the way, in Grand Junction. So Jackalopes are coming back at games in the top of the 6th. Pitch inside on Buggs, 1-0. Man, Connor Harrison, the starter for Idaho Falls, is wearing it. 5 innings, 11 hits, 10 earned runs. Idaho Falls pitching is definitely their problem. Great offense, though. Buggs takes a strike, high outside corner. 1-1. Buggs a strikeout today. That's his only technically at bat. Runner at second is St. Pierre. 2 walks for Bugs on the afternoon and a spin from Ginger. Throws from a almost sidearm, maybe 3/4 angle. Ginger, the righty. The birthday boy, turning 25 today. Hoping to pitch a scoreless 8th on his birthday. Bugs takes outside on the corner, high and away, 1-2. Ballers up 4 in the top of the 8th, 2 outs. St. Pierre takes his lead off of second. Not a big lead. Held on by Myro. 1-2, Ginger's pitch, high and away. This feels like the last 2 plate appearances for Bugsy. Readjusts the headband under his helmet. Slightly open stance righty Bugs against the righty Ginger, who has a closed stance for a pitcher. Comes home. Outside. Called strike 3. Bugs wants to challenge.
Oakland has initiated the red pocket mobile. You make the call, strike zone challenge. The call on the field is confirmed.
And it's confirmed a strike. That got the high outside corner. Unlucky for Bugs there. That one just clipped the zone. So, Oakland out of challenges, but they lead by 4. It's 8-4, Ballers lead. Heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. They strand Zach St. Pierre after he pinch ran for Dylan Tatum, who singled in the frame. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 8-4 Ballers lead, and James Collier returns here in the 8th inning on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the 8th, 8-4. Oakland leads Boise in game 6 of 6 from the Potato State. I'm Nevada Cullen. Vince is back in our 860 AM The Answer studios, and back on the bump, it's James Collier. Collier, who essentially pitched a 1-2-3 7th with a double play. And Colton Horner with a strikeout looking in the 6th. Collier's pitched an inning and a third. Now, he has gone deep into ball games so far this season. His season high is 2 2/3. That was on May 21st, game 2 of the season against Ogden. This is a tough task, though, for Collier. He'll face 3, 4, and 5 here in the 8th, starting with Max Young-Goldberg. First pitch is low for ball 1 to Young-Goldberg. Related to famous Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, who created analytical psychology. Ground ball to first, gobbled up by Almanza. He'll take it himself for out number 1. Ballers 5 outs away from a 5-1 series victory over the Boise Hawks. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in on this Sunday afternoon. Really glad to be joined by all of you listening on YouTube at 860 AM The Answer. Casey Pratt, I know, tuned in. Thanks, Casey, who's done a great job working with the Ballers in his first year. We also got some dads in the house, mine, Silly's. We got Jeff and Nancy Butts tuned in. First pitch outside from Collier to Taylor Darden. I don't know. I think we even had Cam Buford's dad tuned in on YouTube the other day. Nice to have Rob tuned in on YouTube. 1-0 is a strike. Drops into Darden, 1-1. James Collier has retired Most of the batters, 4 out of the 5 he's faced, did walk Marcelo, but got a double play to end the 7th inning. Darden's over 3 today. Righty-righty battle here with 1 out. Pitch is fouled off. Breaking ball behind home, 1-2. 8-4 lead. Boise trails Oakland. Bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 8th. I think the sun is getting to me. It's a sunny day here in Boise. A warm day. Temperatures nearing the 90s. 1-2 from Collier. Just below the zone. No challenges left for Oakland. 2-2. Better wear your sunscreen here in Boise. Otherwise, this summer sun will grill you. I got burnt yesterday playing soccer. Shirts versus skins. Guess who was on skins? Not willingly. 2 on the timer. Collier. Got to go. He does. It's ripped foul behind home on another good breaking ball. Still 2-2. Darden a 2-2 count, 1 out, bases empty in the bottom of the 8th. 8-4, Collier sinks, then rises into his position. Set at the belt, kicks, fires, missed. Wow, 77. That was low and away. That was nowhere close. I don't know what I'm looking at. So we'll get a payoff pitch now from Collier to Darden, who's trying to get on for the first time today. Baller's up 4 in the 8th. Collier from the stretch. Darden the righty waits. And bounces one foul. Third base side towards the Oakland dugout. We're just about halfway through this 12-game road trip for Oakland. Ballers will finish the first half with 6 more against Rocky Mountain after 6 next week against the Vibes. So in 2 weeks, the Ballers will be at Raimondi for the final series of the first half. 3-2 is lifted in the air, deep center field. Bugs looks like he has a beat on it. He's at the track, he's at the wall, he makes the catch and then bumps into the fence, putting his body on the line for out number 2.
Now batting for the Papas Fritas, the first baseman, number 20.
Darryl Bugs is second, still figuring out this whole hitting thing at the professional level. But he's got that defense on lock. He's such a valuable player defensively. To have him in center, it just adds another layer to this Oakland defense, which is second best in the league in terms of fielding percentage. Here's Jeremiah Bagora with 2 outs. Swing and a miss late. Collier emptying the tank. 92-mile-an-hour fastball in the outside corner. Base is empty, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning. Connor Richardson still just lightly loosening in the Baller bullpen because of James Collier's heroics out of the pen today. 2 on the timer. Pitch, high and in. 1-1. Bagora is 0 for 3 today. Collier has not faced him yet in this game. Lined out sharply to center. Last time did Bagora. Tall righty, 6'8". Collier's next. Bends in low. Strike 2 swinging. He front doored the righty Bagora with a beautiful slider. Collier a pitch away from completing 2 1/3 innings of scoreless relief. He sinks, he rises, he settles, he throws. He gets a foul ball off to the right. Anticlimactic pitch there, and we'll do the 1-2 again. The pride of Hayward, California on the hill. Dangles the arm by his right side. Collier is ready. 6 on the timer. He goes. He got him! Swing and a miss at the 92-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone. Collier with his second strikeout ends his day going 2 1/3 scoreless. It's Oakland 4, Oakland 8, Boise 4, heading to the 9th here on 860 AM. The Answer.
Ninth inning, it's here. Ballers 3 outs away from their 5th consecutive victory and their 3rd 5-game win streak of the year. Ballers will send the top of the lineup to the plate against Noah McBride, making his Boise 2025 debut. He's been on quite the journey, this lefty. From Lakeside, California, so SoCal, to Boise to start his pro career in 2022. Made 44 appearances for them that year. And then made 35 for them in 2023. He was acquired in a trade from the American Association after, I think, 2024 to return to Missoula in 2025. And his first pitch is high and away to Cobb. 1-0. 8-4 Ballers lead, top of the 9th inning. Nevada Cullen with Vince back in our 860 AM The Answer Studios. This is just McBride's 6th appearance of 2025, and it's already with his 3rd different team. As Cobb powers one high in the sky, right field. Lee fighting the sun, running out of room, twist, can't make the catch. Cobb on his horse. He wants 3. He will get there easily. The sun gets in the eyes of Lee in right field, and the Ballers have an insurance run just 90 feet away with no one out. That's a tough call, honestly. How do you rule it? Fly ball to right field. Lee fighting the sun at the warning track. I think that's got to be a triple, no? Does Cobb have a triple? He does not. That would be his first career triple. Infield now crashes in late against Santos, and he takes a first pitch strike. 0-1. Santos batting. It is ruled a triple for Cobb, his first career triple, his 2nd hit of the game. To right field. 8-4 Ballers lead, top of the 9th, no one out, infield in. Pitch. Santos takes low. 1-1. I mentioned 3rd different team for McBride. Started the summer with Missoula. 3 appearances for them, 31.5 ERA. Then made 2 appearances for Ogden this season. 1-1. Santos check swing foul ball over Druick in the on deck circle, 1-2. And for Ogden, McBride against Idaho Falls 10 days ago, an inning and 2/3, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, a strikeout and a homer allowed. Then on the 21st, so that was 8 days ago, 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned in just an inning pitched. His 1-2 to Santos is swung on and fouled off. So McBride is really yet to show any sort of success this season. Immediately gives up a high arcing double to right. Triple, I should say. And Cobb is at 3rd with no one out. Santos, 2 plate appearances today, sac fly and a single. Infield drawn in against him. And Santos lasers a line drive past the drawn in infield, past Connors at 2nd for an RBI single. 2 batters up, 2 hits for Oakland. It's 9-4 Ballers in the 9th. And that puts a little bit less pressure on the Ballers, who have Caleb Franzen warming in that pen out and left. This is not a safe situation, and as a result, Connor Sullivan will not pitch today. That's the plan, at least. If the Ballers need him to get it out at the end, I'm sure Sully would come into this game. Davis Druick now. The lefty takes the first pitch strike, 0-1. Ballers lead 9-4 in the top of the 9th. Nobody out. Santos with the RBI knock, his 2nd RBI of the game. 3rd of the series. 0-1. Druick, pop fly, right field, shallow. Lee coming in, and this will end Davis Druick's hit streak at 9 games. Pop up into right for out number 1. Also, got to give one more shout out. I know I shouted out the dads earlier for tuning in. My dad, making sure that I shout out my mom. Shout out Mom, tuning in today. Got both parents tuned in. Got the Buttses tuned in. Got Robert Sullivan tuned in. Hopefully he doesn't have to get his heart rate up too much today. I don't think Connor Sullivan will go, unless it's an emergency in the 9th, as Harris takes just off the plate for ball 1. 1 out, top of the 9th. Ballers up 9-4. They need one more little run here to get to double figures again in the score column.
it would be 5 out of 6 games in this series and 8 of their last 9 games scoring double figures. 1-0 pitch. Harris hits one back to the screen, 1-1. Harris in this game just 1 for 3, but with a solo shot. Ballers lead is 9-4 in the top of the 9th. Really, the difference in this game, 5 runs, is the Ballers' 5-run 4th inning, in which Harris led off the frame with a solo blast. Harris waves and misses at a dirty breaking ball there from McBride. It's 1-2. Harris with his homer today, up to 7 on the year. Down in the count here, 1-2. That sun high in the sky still in Boise has been trouble for both teams today. Harris tried to check his swing. He offered, says the home plate umpire, at a pitch in the dirt. I just don't understand why you don't appeal to first there when you have a first base umpire for a reason. Yes, I think Harris went. My point remains. First strikeout for McBride of his tenure here in Boise in 2025. Now it's Cam Buford with a runner on first, 2 outs. Ballers lead by 5 here in the top of the 9th. 6, 7, 8 due up for Boise in the bottom half of the inning. First to Buford, swung on and missed. Another good breaking ball from McBride. Looks like the High Wheelers found a way to win at home. Go figure. Rocky Mountain. Oh, no way. Of course it's Bobby Leday. Santos takes off, pitch outside. Santos slides in feet first. He's safe with his 3rd stolen base of the year. So Yuba Sutter trailed 6-3 in the 9th, and Rocky Mountain gave up a single, 2 walks, and a Bobby Leday walk-off grand slam with 2 outs. Because of course he did. That's all Bobby Leday does, clutch homers. Bounce to shortstop, field on a few hops from Myro. His throw to first gets Buford for out number 3. And the Ballers score 1 more on an RBI single by Isai Santos after the Tremaine Cobb triple, the first of his career. 1 run on 2 hits and 1 left for Oakland in the 9th. 5-run lead, 3 outs to get for Caleb Franzen. We'll tell you about him when you return here on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the ninth, 9-7. Ballers lead by just 2 here on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube, which I had just muted and forgot to unmute. The good news is I always seem to mute at the best times because nobody wanted to hear Boise get back into this game. 9-7. The Ballers lead in the ninth. Here is Connor Richardson. His first pitch to Marcelo is a strike at the top of the zone. 0-1. Boise has 2 challenges left, by the way. Ballers lead 9-7, looking for a 5th consecutive win. Franzen exits. He was ineffective in relief today. Chewy locates just outside for ball 1. No challenges left for the Ballers. That was off the plate, though. Connor Richardson, the righty, 1.64 ERA, 2-0 record, 17th appearance, 22 innings, 21 hits, 3 walks, 20 strikeouts. Next pitch swung on and missed. It's 1-2. Chewy Friday, a hitless inning. He struck out a pair. He pitched the 6th, then he struck out Marcelo. That was 2 days ago. This is now. 1-2 pitch. Outside, he holds off the breaking ball. Marcelo, the leadoff man. Richardson does not have a save in his pro career, despite his now 49 career appearances for the Ballers. It's been other guys who have gotten the ninth. Not today, with Sully working back-to-back days. There's a fly ball out to right center field. Who's got it? Nobody. Yes! Boggs into the dive. Wow! 2 down. Nobody was positioned to catch that ball, and Buggs prevents what would have been a situation where the tying run would have come to the plate with a spectacular sliding catch head first out in right center. That ball was fading fast into the right center field gap, and Darryl Buggs II, like Superman, dove to save a hit there and keep Marcelo off the bags. 2 down. Here's Myro. First pitch ripped into left field. Now the tying run will come to the plate. Druick makes a nice play to keep Myro to a single, but here comes Max Jung-Goldberg. This is not who Oakland wants to face. Not in a clutch situation in the ninth. This is worst case scenario here for Oakland. Worst cases, I guess, Jung-Goldberg coming up as the go-ahead run. He had a walk-off homer as Sully blew a save on Tuesday. Chewy got a fly out, then a single. Jung-Goldberg is 1 for 4 today with an RBI double. 9-7 Ballers, 2 outs in the ninth. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Jung-Goldberg, the league leader in RBI with 61, tied with Chris Sargent Jr. Also has 12 home runs. Runner at first is Myro. 1-0, runner goes. Swung on, foul ball down the right field line. So close to being fair for Max Jung-Goldberg. That could have tied the game. No. Sorry, it's a 2-run game. Hold your horses, Nevada. It's 9-7. Ballers lead. Bottom of the ninth inning. Jung-Goldberg, the powerful lefty against the right-hander Connor Richardson. Runner goes again. Jung-Goldberg grounds it. Right side. Almanza picks it and steps on the bag for out number 3. Ballers hold on and win 9-7 in Boise. For the 3rd time in June, the Ballers have a 5-game win streak as they take 5 of 6 from the Hawks. Connor Richardson records his first career save, and the Ballers win by 2. 9-7 your final. Post-game show when you return here on 860 AM. The Answer. Welcome back to Boise. I like Boise, Idaho. It's a nice spot. Good food, good fries, good potatoes, sunny skies, and 5 baller W's. Count them in a row. Ballers win the game 9-7, the series 5-1. Great job as always by Vince on the audio recap on 860 AM The Answer. To those on YouTube, happy to have my mic unmuted for the post-game show. Well, how about the Ballers this week? They lose game 1 in heartbreaking fashion, 14-13. And then they come back and win the next 5 games to take the series 5-1. I'll talk a bit more about the series as a whole, as there's kids rounding the bases right now, and I don't know why they're sliding into home plate. Please don't do that. You're going to hurt somebody. But let's focus on this game first, and then let's talk about the week as a whole for the Oakland Ballers. They won this game 9-7. How did it happen? Just how? Well, it happened without a hit through the first 3 innings. They scored 2 runs in the first on 3 walks. But then Boise tied it after just 2 innings with the RBI single by Dakota Connors in his 2025 debut. But Oakland, in the 4th, finally got their first hit. Daniel Harris, the 4th, hit his 7th homer of the year, a solo shot to left field to put Oakland ahead 3-2. A swing reminiscent of Jermaine Cobb Jr.'s leadoff home run in the 7th inning yesterday. That made it 3-2 at the time. So different inning, but same result for Harris here. The Ballers would score 5 in the 4th. Crooked innings. Really, the moral of the story led to a lot of success this week for Oakland. They get 5 this time. An RBI single by Nick Leahy in the frame. 2-run single by Jermaine Cobb Jr., his first hit of the season with the bases loaded. And then an Isai Santos sac fly made it Oakland 7, Boise 2 after 4. After 5, each team got a run in the 5th inning. RBI single by Dylan Tatum after a Cam Buford double. In the bottom of the 5th, Paul Myro, the 4th, had an RBI single. Bottom of the 6th, 1 more for Boise. Solo shot by Jalen Lee ended the day for Luke Short. 5 2/3 innings today for Shorty. 8 hits, 4 earned runs, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. Just a third of an inning shy, 1 out shy, and 1 run shy of what is considered in baseball as a quality start, which is 6 innings and 3 runs allowed or less. So awesome job by Shorty today in the start. Coming in for him was James Collier, and he was awesome. Got a strikeout of Horner to end the 6th, then threw 2 scoreless innings, the 7th and the 8th. The Ballers got an important insurance run in the top of the 9th inning. A Jermaine Cobb Jr. triple was followed by an RBI single by Isai Santos, who had 3 productive at-bats today, 2 singles and a sac fly. He drove in 2. And then the Ballers leading 9-4, nearly gave it away in the 9th. Boise got to Caleb Franz in a bit. He gave up the 3-run homer to the former Baller, Colton Horner, ironically. He made it 9-7, but that was it for Boise. As Chewy came in, got an out with a spectacular catch by Darryl Buggs II in center. A potentially game-altering, I think it's safe to say that was a game-altering play because it kept Marcelo off the bags. And then Myro got his single, but then Max Young Goldberg, one of the best hitters in the league, grounded out to end it to Almanza for the 9-7 Ballers win. Chewy with his first pro save. Luke Short improves to 4-1 on the year with a spectacular performance. Have to shout out again James Collier, 2 1/3 hitless baseball, and Roca gets the loss. He is now 1-1 on the season. 9 runs on 10 hits today for Oakland, 1 error. Boise, 7 runs on 11 hits, 1 error for the Hawks. Game started at 1:04 p.m. local time, finished up 4:02, so a run time of 2:58. Just finished after 3 p.m. in the Bay on this Sunday matinee. Temperatures now in the high 80s, maybe the 90s. Clear, sunny skies here in Boise. The Boise Hawks fall to 20-16. They are all but out of the playoff race. Not done yet, though. They're down but not out, I should say. Oakland Ballers improved to 26-10. Incredible. Tyler Peterson has said it, that 30 wins to start the season. He thought that was going to be the magic number to get a playoff spot. 30 wins, you'll be lucky to finish in 4th at this point in the Pioneer League. It is just bonkers, the Pioneer League standings, which I do want to get to the scores around the Pioneer League real quick before we talk about the week that was for the Ballers. NOCO won 10-4, good for the Owls. Glacier won 4-2. Bottom of the 9th in Billings, the Mustangs
just hit a 2-run single. Tyler Shelnut, who was once an Oakland baller, traded to Billings, had a 2-run single to make it a 1-run game. However, Billings is down to their final out. So let's see what the Mustangs can do here against the Paddleheads to maybe put the Ballers in first place by their lonesome in the Pioneer League. Is that too much to ask? Well, a Rocky Mountain win was too much to ask. Yuba Sutter won 7-6 with that walk-off grand slam by Bobby Leday. Top of the 8th, Grand Junction's not done yet, 14-2. 15-2, the Chuckers lead the Jackalopes, actually, in the top of the 8th inning. Now, let's again give, Billings lost, dang. Missoula wins 6-5. So the Ballers will still be tied for first entering the final 2 weeks of the Pioneer League season. Let's see. This week was crazy because you flash back to game 1, the 14-13 loss. Ballers could have easily rolled over after that and dropped a couple games. But they come right back out on Wednesday after, mind you, a great comeback in that first game on Tuesday. And Wednesday, the 17-7 win, the Ballers had some big innings, the 7-run fourth. The fourth inning, they loved the fourth inning in this series. Cricket numbers, you'll see a theme for the Ballers in this series. But really, you go back to that Wednesday game, that 7-run fourth, the difference. 3-run triple by Buford in that inning. Helmick also had a 3-run triple in that game, and the Ballers even the series. Then on Thursday, a 15-2 win for Oakland. St. Pierre goes 6 scoreless in that game. Tatum has his third 2-homer game in his last 4 games. More from him on Friday. And then 6-run third in that game, 4-run sixth. 3 bases loaded hits for the Ballers in that game. They went 15-2 to back up St. Pierre. And really, that was the start of 4 awesome starts for Oakland in the series. Because the next day, Gabe Tanner, in his first pro start, goes 5, gets the win. And how about Dylan Tatum, 10 RBI, a franchise record on Friday. 7th straight game for Oakland with 10-plus runs. But how would they do when they only scored 4 runs on Saturday? Well, Noah Milliken, his best start yet as a pro, 6 2/3, 2 runs, 6 Ks, and 3 homers, all solo shots, Almanza, Cobb, and Lozano that day. And then Oakland wins today 9-7 to win 5 out of 6 here in Boise. That's now their third 5-game win streak of the season. They'll look to make it 6 in a row Tuesday against Rocky Mountain. And look, if there's one takeaway from the series, this Ballers team is just more complete than last year's team, the one that went to the playoffs. And so you would expect this team to go to the playoffs, considering they have a better offense than last year. The pitching staff is somehow even better, returning a lot of the bullpen and even a couple starters. And the defense today, they made just 1 error, and that didn't come until late in the game, the 9th inning, Danny Harris. And this is a team that started the year poorly defensively. So really, all that can be said about this week is the Ballers just dominated the series. Boise took game 1. You got to give credit to Max Young Goldberg where credit's due with that walk-off homer, but the Ballers win the series 5-6. That is not an easy feat in this league, and to be tied for first in the Pioneer League with 12 games left in the first half, this is the playoff push. Every game in July, this is the last game of June, every game in July will be a playoff game, and it's all against the Rocky Mountain vibe. 6 in Colorado Springs to start July, and then 6 at home. Be there at Raimondi, or even come out to Colorado Springs, wink, wink. Yeah, I think, is that it? Yeah, fun series. And I got to say, thank you all for tuning in this first half. This was my last broadcast for the first half. I'm spending 2 weeks with my fiance as we plan a wedding. So it's a much needed time off for me. It's been a blast to talk to you guys in this first half, and I can't wait for the second half. Hopefully the games won't mean anything in the second half, if you know what I mean. I would love the Ballers to clinch a first half playoff spot so that they can just try to win games in the second half but not have that added pressure of grabbing one of those last two spots in the second half like they had to do last year. That does it for today's broadcast here from Boise, Idaho. Our final score, the Oakland Ballers win 9-7 in 9 innings. Big thanks to those who helped make the broadcast possible, including Ballers co-founders Paul Friedman and Brian Carmel, Ballers assistant general manager Tyler Peterson. We're also going to give Brendan Colthurst, Casey Pratt, Isabella Haberman, Ben Verhoek. Everyone gets a shout today. I'm sure I left a few of my amazing coworkers out, but they know they are very appreciated. And we're also going to thank Vince for taking care of the weekend here in Boise, back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Great job as always, Vince. Big thanks as well to the press box staff here in Boise. They were phenomenal. Garrick, the press box manager, does a great job here in Boise. Garrett, their broadcaster for Boise, does a good job. They're a pretty good crew here. Big thanks to you, the listener. We'll have more baseball coming up. Our coverage of Tuesday's opener at Rocky Mountain will begin. Let me scroll. Where are we? Come on. All right, give me a second. Ballers 2025 schedule. I have it in my calendar. I do not know why it's not pulling up. It's a 5:30 start Pacific time, so expect coverage to start just about around 5:30 pack time on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. We hope that you can join Tyler Peterson. Hopefully TP will be out there. We will see. And again, our final score. The Ballers win 9-7 here in Boise. I'm Nevada Cullen saying so long, and thanks for listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. That's 5.